And we welcome you back to Marara Stadium. The umpires have made their way back on the field. The two teams have left from the women's game that was won by the Buffettes by 64 points, 11-12 to Wanderers 2-2. Umpires now in their lime green look fantastic. Well, almost hiding in the grass. Almost the same, well, nearly the same colour as the grass. That looks pretty dry out there. We need some rain. I think the forecast is for some rain. Doesn't look as though we're going to get some in the next short while, but we won't be too long before we get some, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it at the moment, Charlie, but fingers crossed. It is very, very hot.
Well, it's 35. I checked, it's 35, but it says it feels more like 42. So I'm going probably with the 42 out there.
You wouldn't argue with that.
No, and 60% of a chance of rain tonight. So I don't think we're going to get anything here today, Charlie. And you're right, considering a couple of weeks ago when we came here, the grass was looking absolutely perfect, but it's a bit patchy out there today.
Yeah, indeed it is. Now this big game in front of us, round 7 in the NTFL competition. Tiwi Bombers up against Southern District. Both teams, to say they're desperate for a win is an understatement, because they really are desperate, very desperate for a win. I look through the Tiwi side, some of the players that jump out to me, and there are a lot that don't. Kim Cantilla's been fantastic this year. He's kicked a whole swag of goals, and he's got them against some of the better teams. He's got lots of possessions when he's playing. William Duller, good to see him in there. Sylvania, the Bowie. He's sort of been in and out a bit, but he's been a good player. Dion Munkara, when he's not there, they struggle without him. And that's about it when you look through there. I don't know a lot of the other players in there. And for Southern District, Jonathan Ross, what a find he's been for them. Good this year. Dean Staunton's been terrific. Michael Bowden has been outstanding this year. He's racking up so many votes, I can tell you, for the Nichols medal that it's not funny. And then you look through the team. Dylan Barry, good to see him back in the team. Charlie McAdam, fantastic in defence, good running defender. And Patrick Gallo in the ruck has been fabulous. So the ruck work, we think, between Gallo and Oborn might decide this game. So Shen, Tash, give us your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm the same as you. Tiwi, there's just not enough players in there that we're familiar with. They might come out and be absolute superstars, we don't know, but I don't think that's going to happen. Kim Cantilla, being the best player for the Tiwi Bombers so far this season, is absolutely magic. They need a few more of his calibre out there, so let's hope that some of these players that we haven't seen before or heard of are a bit like Kim Cantilla, because we love watching him play. But yeah, up against the Southern Districts, I think just too much experience, Charlie. They've got winners across the ground, good inclusion, like you said, Dylan Barry, but Josiah Farrah's been kicking some goals for them. Jonathan Ross has 13 so far, and speaking of Kim Cantilla, he's got 16 for the Tiwi Bombers, which is a pretty good effort. So let's see if they have a bit of a shootout today.
Yeah, I think Kim Cantilla's clearly been their best player all year. Tiwi have played him one-on-one in the forward line a lot. Every single time they can get him one-on-one, he looks dangerous. And with limited supply throughout the year, he has done a magnificent job, and clearly be winning the Tiwi Best and Fairest at this stage. But as you guys said, yeah, a lot of these names, I didn't see a lot of these names in sort of rounds 1 to 3, which worries me. They don't have that match fitness under their belt, whereas I've called Southern Districts a few times and seen a lot of these players play throughout the year, so they've got that match fitness under their belt. But as you said, Tash, anything can happen, and hopefully these guys come out and surprise us.
Yeah.
What Tiwi have done this year too, they've matched teams for a couple of quarters, but then it's just their fitness in the end that lets them down. They just can't, and that's because they train in 4 different locations every week. They don't get the hard run together. So there's that little not sure of each other, but they just fade away in the matches. And we see glimpses of the old Tiwi every now and then. You might see it 2 or 3 times in a quarter, where the ball carrier is supported by the person running from behind. So it creates that extra player upfield, which then creates more space. You know, those sorts of things. But they don't do enough of it now, and they just seem to be smaller and not strong enough against these other bigger players.
And a lot of the turnovers as well. The last time we called them, Charlie, just, you know, the errors, the consistent ball, just not hitting their target. And when Kim Cantilla was one-on-one in the fifth, they didn't get in there quick enough. They waited for the defenders to get back there. They have to play their style of football regardless of who they're playing against. Yeah,
the Tiwi magic, it works. Clint?
Yep. Yeah, just looking at the body size difference between the two teams out there at the moment. Southern Districts I mean, it stands out a mile away. Much bigger, much taller, much wider. And as you said, Tash, Tiwi aren't going to out-muscle this team. They have to run them off their feet. And these two teams played earlier in the season at Gardens Oval, and the first half was a cracking game of football, and the score was almost level at half-time. And then at the start of the third quarter, Southern Districts came out and just kicked 9 goals straight and just blew Tiwi out of the water. So, yeah, like you said, Charlie, in patches, they have to maintain that intensity throughout this bigger oval. I'm not too sure how that's going to go with their fitness. Again, I think that favours Southern Districts, but it will be interesting to see what happens.
Clint Firth with those comments. Tash Medbury with us. Charlie King with you as well. This is the commentary team for the ABC at the Marara Stadium for today's round 7 match. Other matches today, St Mary's and Tars after this one. What a game that's going to be. Palmerston and Nightcliff. Palmerston welcoming in Eddie Betts out at the Palmerston Oval, and Wanderers and Darwin, the other game to round out round 7. Well, I'm just taking a close look at the teams and just starting to wonder whether one of these teams is capable of doing what you just mentioned a short time ago, which Southern Districts did in that first game where they kicked 9 goals in 1 quarter. And so we saw that repeated in a number of games after that. I, for want of a better name, called it blitzkrieg footy, where you do it all in 1 quarter, kick 6 or 7 goals, hold the opposition to nothing, and then go goal for goal, trade goal for goal after that. But I've seen it happen a few times, but you've got to be capable of doing it.
Yeah, we sort of used to say that the third quarter was a premiership quarter, but so far up here, in last season and this season, it's the first quarter. So if you look at the Tigers, they come out of the block straight away, and before the other team's even woken up, there's 4 goals on the board, and then they get another, 3 or 4 for that quarter, and then we find that they do just go goal for goal. So you're going to win the game, because if you can just go goal for goal and keep them out, that first quarter has won you the game.
Would you use it as a coach, Clint? If you're coaching a team, would you say to them, win it in the second quarter, put everything you've got into that second quarter?
Yeah, I guess you could structure your interchanges like that. I'm not too sure it's that easy, but it will be interesting to see James McAdam, because it has happened all year. Is there some sort of contingency plan if this happens? Are they going to throw a man behind the ball? Because they just can't keep letting this happen at this grade of football.
See, look at Patrick Gallo down there, number 35, is about to go for the ruck now. He's such a big bloke, isn't he?
He looks like a light tower.
He does, and Josiah Farrer, he's just in the middle there going through the mid-work with Gallo, so he's been playing a part up forward. Of course, he's been carrying a bit of a knee injury, so it looks like that's getting better as the weeks go on, so we'll probably see him more so in the midfield.
Josiah Farrer, what do you expect of him today? He's a goal-kicking forward, isn't he?
Yeah, so if he plays a lot in the midfield, he'll go forward and kick a few goals, Charlie. But we've seen in the first start of the season, he was starting in the goal square, but that was because of that knee injury that he had. But I reckon as the season goes on, we'll see him in the midfield, where he's a star in the midfield. He
did kick 5 when these two teams played last time. Like you said, very quiet start of the season. That explains it. But came good against Tiwi, kicked 5, and expect him to have a good second half to the season. All
right, let's give our thoughts on who'll win and why. Tash, start with you.
Yeah, just as Clint went on, the bigger body, the tallness, probably more experience out there for Southern Districts. I'm going with the Crocs.
Clint?
Yeah, Crocs. Fascinating game. Tiwi still can make the finals if they win this. They're not too far away, but unfortunately, on paper, I cannot see them doing it, so I'm tipping Southern Districts for a big win. Yeah,
I've got to go with that as well. I think Southern Districts will win, but I think Tiwi will give them a lot of cheek throughout this match, certainly earlier on in it, but I think it'll tell on them late in the match. Should be a terrific game. I hope you can stay with us. We'll keep you across those other games if we can get scores. And I don't know if Rick can do this from the studio, but actually text them through to me, or we can cross to him and try and get some scores from him of that other match. What time's that other match start? It doesn't start until 4:30, does it? No, 7 o'clock game, isn't it?
7.
The Palmerston game.
Yeah.
But St Mary's and Tars are playing on the back of this one. Okay, we're not going to have any other scores to go to then. Well, teams now in their huddles. Southern Districts off to our left, doing a run through. They've been doing some bumping and handballing and putting pressure on each other when they got away their kicks, and Tiwi Bombers at the other end now get in a huddle. They do what we saw the women do at the end of that game, Tash, with their arms all linked together. They're making some commitment to each other.
Yeah, you hope that you can get fired up, and I guess with footy up here, what we've seen as well, talking about the jumps at the start of the game, is the warm-up, your preparation leading into the game, and two of the best clubs that you see do it is the Tigers and St Mary's. I mean, they're ready to absolutely hit the game when that ball's bounced. They're on their toes, they're moving about. The other teams are still probably a few players rocking in late and, you know, some still getting strapping and stuff like that, Charlie. So it's really important, I think, these days, especially in this heat, that you have to be ready to play footy as soon as you hit out on that field there. You don't have time to 5 or 10 minutes to get into it. Before that time, the other team, if they're more prepared than you, are already got 5 goals on the board.
It's Indigenous round in the footy, so just a quick comment on Indigenous footballers have been such an important part of territory footy over many years. Back in the very early days, they just about had complete teams of Indigenous players, but not quite as many now. But it's good that it's being respected this week.
Part of the culture, and I've worked all around the territory in Indigenous football, Charlie, and it's the greatest tool anyone could use all around the territory. They love it. The territory loves it, and it's part of the culture up here.
And the jumpers, Charlie, absolutely every season I really enjoy to see. Even the other clubs, my club Palmerston, we're doing it as well, and look forward to see what the design is. But every single club, the designs that you see on the jumpers are just absolutely brilliant. In the AFL, VFL, it's happening across the board, which is great.
All right, and just quickly mention the ABC Umpire of the Year votes. Mark Noonan leading that with 6 votes. ABC Player of the Year, Brodie Carroll from Tars leading that with 11 votes. From Mitchell Taylor from Wanderers with 6, and Michael Bowden, who's playing here today, with 5. And the Coach of the Year, it's a new award this year. Aaron Motlop has got votes on that for 2 matches, so he leads. Jared Eilert and Shannon Miller have got the main votes for in the women's competition, so that'll be an award at the end of the year. We're looking forward to that. Players just about ready. Not a big crowd here that stands from what we can see, but a lot of it's underneath us. Of course, you can't see it.
They're in the shade, Charlie.
That's
they're
right.
Totally up the top where you get the breeze coming at the back.
Umpire holds it aloft. Let's get this game underway. Here's Tash Medbury.
So Tiwi kicking towards a Michael long centre. Gallo wins that one down easily to Farah. Farah has started in the middle. Good to see, but Tiwi sharked the ball through the centre, trying to clear it here. The Bombers, they do now. They kick it forward, and that's a brilliant kick as well. Good mark taken out there by Cantilla. That's Brendan Cantilla. Plays on quickly, just dropped short. The umpire seen it, calls play on. Unfortunately, the mark is not paid. Needs to get rid of it. It does come out now. Does the umpire let that go for a long time? The ball was dropped there. Still play on. It's in the 50 here for Tiwi. Can they trap it in? The Crocs are under pressure. The defence, someone's driven into the ground. The umpires let it go. Still let it go. No one's called the whistle. Now they have finally. Wow. So the free kick is going the way to the Bombers. So they're going to have a shot on goal, Charlie. The umpire let that go for an eternity.
Twice, didn't he? Twice. It went a long time, and the players were standing there giving the decision to him, giving him the signal. So
Brendan Cantilla, I reckon, is having a crack at this one. He's going to kick it from just inside 50, 45-degree angle. He's kicking into a slight breeze. So Bombers with the first opportunity, 2 minutes into the game. Has he got the distance? Kicking into a breeze, kicks it from about 47. It's gonna drop short. No, it just carries over the back of the pack. It's through for a goal, and the Bombers have the first goal on the board.
Well, we expected that, really, that they've often shown that when the game's early, they can really put it together. Can they go the distance? They'll get good heart out of that. It was a good play. Umpire let the ball stay trapped there for a long time before it came out, and then he paid the free kick, and they went back and kicked the goal. Good start from Cantilla. He's played back a lot this year. 2 touches already, and the first goal of the game.
Yeah, I actually like the idea, Charlie, of the umpire letting it go a lot longer. I think they blow the whistle a little bit too early these days with the ball trap there.
Yeah.
They get pressure from the players. Sorry, Clint. Yeah.
So ball back in the middle. Gallo versus Auburn. Auburn wins that. Ball sharked by Tiwi. He's dispossessed by Southern Districts. The players dive on it. Spills out to the Tiwi player. He's harassed by 2 Southern Districts players. And we're going to get a second ball up.
See, the tackling is ferocious, isn't it? We've only played them 2 minutes, and been a number of, numbers of players tackling.
Gallo gets his hand on it this time, down to Farah, throws it on the left boot, goes 90 degrees sideways, out in front there of Watts. He goes inside 50, and the mark's there taken by Ross. A beautiful kick inside 50, right out in front. There was a lot of space, and Ross will have a kick from almost exactly on the 50 metres.
So he's got 13 for the season as well, so their go-to player Doesn't look like a big, powerful forward, but I tell you what, he gets the marks, doesn't he?
He's your medium-sized forward, but he can play. He's a gun player, so he kicks in from about 48 metres. Goal umpire doesn't move, and Southern Districts are on the board.
Good answering goal there from Southern Districts. Cantilla got that goal in a minute, and a minute later they went to the other end. Jonathan Ross. Been a good player this year too, picked up a lot of votes in the ABC Player of the Year. But you're right, he's a medium-sized forward, but he doesn't miss goals when he gets a chance, and that was a good kick.
Yeah, Charlie, he's got good hands, and his leap, I think, is well that catches opponents behind him. He's got a bit of pace on him too. So back in the middle, so Gallo against O'Bourne again. Goal apiece so far, 3.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. So we've got the Bombers taking on the Crocodiles. The umpire throws it up, doesn't bounce it. Oh, good even contest there by the ruckman. No one really won it. Bombers are trying to get it out, shovel it to the back. There's a free kick, and the free kick is going the way of the Bombers. So well done there to Thompson. That's Michael Thompson. He's going to take the free kick. Just in the centre circle. Waiting for the ball to come back to him now. Now he's got it. He's got a player out wide. They can chip it over the top here. They can go just past centre wing. The far side. It's an errant kick. Dulla collects it now, has a bounce, gets himself into a bit of trouble, but then gets himself out, luckily, and it's a shallow kick, but wasn't chopped off by the Crocs defence. Now they're deep in defence here, the Crocodiles, but they're going to come away through Farah. That's a good hand pass through centre wing. They can chip it over the top, and here's that young gun, Jaden Watts. His uncle is Jared Brennan. That's where the skills come from. And it's a good chip inside there at the top of the square to McQueen. And he plays on quickly, empty square. Is it going to bounce? And it hits the bottom of the goalpost. So unlucky there and through for a behind. So Southern Districts in front by that point.
And Southern District's teammate there was going to shepherd that through, but misread it.
Tiwi bring it out from full back. He runs 30 metres and a good kick into the middle taken by Tiwi. Handball out wide. Ball taken there by Lippo Singh. He props. He goes inside 50. It's a 2-on-2 down there. Now it's a 2-on-1 to Tiwi. Cantilla can't control it, and the ball goes out of bounds 50 metres out from the Tiwi goal.
Doesn't mind looking for goals, Kim Cantilla. When that hit the ground, who was there first? KK. There he was, Kim Cantilla.
I rate him, Charlie. He's a gun.
Wouldn't he be a gun in a say he was in Nightcliff? He'd probably kick 100 goals, wouldn't he?
Yep. A very good player. So here we go, Auburn versus Big Gallo. Ball to the front. Gallo bends down. It's a long way down. Gets the handball. Ball taken there by Staunton. He gets it to Bowden. And Bowden with the defensive handball back. Southern Districts clear it. Taken by Tiwi, but dropped inside 50. That would have been a set shot on goal from 30 metres in front. However, the umpire's seen one here. He's seen a push, and Donovan poured Jimmy for Tiwi.
Very fortunate there.
Can I just say these? I was just watching the 4 interchange players for Tiwi Bombers. All did exactly the same stretches along the fence. And when they finished it, they did leg stretches. It must be a team thing that they've actually introduced.
Yeah, Shawnee Hill's down there as the runner. Charlie, he's keeping them on their toes, which is good to see.
So poor Jimmy taking his time, will kick from about 40 metres out, no angle to speak of. Hits it pretty good, just touched on the line. Players go up and Southern Districts rush it through for one behind. And scores level. Tiwi 1 goal 1-6. Southern Districts 1 goal 1-7. Southern Districts 1 goal 1-7.
Bowden plays on quickly from the back line. They've nearly got it up to centre wing. Just out of the hands of McQueen. He goes back, cleans up his mistake, but a good tackle applied there by the Bombers. Dances out of trouble there, Dulla. Dulla kicks it now. Umpire says play on. They're looking to go on the 50. Just fell over, and it's a good kick in the end. And there's that man, Brendan Cantilla. He's taken the mark. He's dangerous in there at the moment. He kicked the first goal for the Bombers. And he's in a similar angle, but this time closer to goal. So he'll kick it from about 40. That was a good kick in. I thought that buggered it up there on centre wing, but it come in. Here he goes now, walks in. Walks past 45. Kicks it from about 40. And he's gone across the face Just looked like he was just struggling for distance. Didn't take his time there, so through for a behind, and Michael Bowden will take the kick-out duties again.
And you really have to capitalise on every opportunity to kick goals, don't you?
You sure do. Bowden, who's had the most disposals out of any NTFL player this season with 119 coming into this game, brings it out of full-back, and the mark taken by Southern Districts. Little 40-metre chip forward, and the mark there taken by McLaughlin. He gives the handball over and drills one inside 50, and Big Robertson, I think... Williams, on his own, no one within 10 metres of him, and he takes the mark 35 metres out. That was good transition play from Southern Districts, one end to the other very quick, and it's going to end up in a set shot at goal.
But some poor checking down there in defence by Tiwi. You just got to pick up a player when the ball's coming down.
The man on the mark looks like he's about the size up to his hip.
There was definitely a mismatch there. That's beautiful kick off the boot.
Through for a goal.
Through for a goal.
So Williams joins Ross with a goal for Southern Districts. They've got a couple, and Cantilla just the one for the Tiwi Bombers. So 13 plays 7.
Yeah, the mismatch was definitely an understatement. It was probably a metre difference, I reckon. But just a good drill inside 50 there, and just got caught out, and uncontested mark in the end. So going... And that's where the opportunities, Charlie. Brendan Cantilla, he missed an easy goal, gettable goal. And Crocs go down the other end and get themselves a goal and get themselves in front.
That's a tale of the year, isn't it, really, for Tiwi Bombers?
Got to make the most of your opportunities. Umpire throws it up in the middle. This time O'Bourne got very high. Lachlan picks it up, was looking for Bowden, but goes further afield. McQueen kicks it in, looking for that man again. Williams goes over his head to Ross. Ross picks it up on the run, snaps, and it looks through. It's gone through the big sticks for a goal. Ross has his second on the board, and Southern Districts had their third, but good play just to get it in there quickly. And Ross, a good pickup on the run, turned the same time and snapped it and threw the big sticks, Charlie. So looking dangerous up there in that forward 50.
Yeah, first goal to Cantilla to get the game underway, and then 3 quick ones came with Jonathan Ross a couple and Lee Williams. So Southern Districts already showing that they've come here today to really get a big win. Let's hope they can continue what they're doing. But Tiwi Bombers, they're looking okay. They just got to capitalise when they get those chances down the forward 50.
And there's been a change in the rucks as well, so going for a spell, I think. O'Bourne.
Yeah, Babui from Tiwi's got the big job on Ross down there. Babui, a very experienced player. He's going to be in for a big afternoon on Ross. As we go back to the middle, Chris Maureen in there, gets his hand on it, but the ball is sharked there by Schwartz. Schwartz, no one rounds him. Handballs to the outside. McQueen running onto it, but he can't gather. That's good pressure there by Michael Thompson. However, the umpires adjudged that he was held. And McQueen's going to get the free kick. Centre wing, he goes inboard with a little 20-metre kick inboard, and the mark there taken by Armat. Armat again goes inboard. Oh, it was a leading player up. Schwartz, he couldn't hit him. Gives the handball back. There's 2 Southern Districts players out here. Bowden, who looks like he's pushed forward, and the ball taken there by Staunton. Little one on the left foot, can't get taken there by the Southern Districts player. That's a really good pick-up from a big fella. Throws it on the right boot, but just to the near side and couldn't put it through.
Might have been Lee Williams, I think.
Yeah,
was
Williams.
He should have picked it up. He should have taken the mark in the first place, really.
So through for a behind. Tiwi Bombers 8, trailing Southern Districts 20. We've gone 11 and a half minutes in this first quarter. So Tiwi, the kick out, have a bounce. Just making the defenders run to him, and a good spot up there. Still in the defensive 50. Bolton takes the mark. What's he got ahead? Ignores the lead of Robinson. So kicks it further afield, and that's a good mark taken in amongst 4 Crocs players. The Tiwi play on quickly. Dangerous kick. It's on centre wing. Manages to shrug a tackle. That's Apulmini. Kicks it forward. Crocodiles have cut it off. So still half back. District's looking to go forward. Mammal has taken the mark. Kicks it down the line, looking for the big ruckman. Big punch goes up from the Tiwi Bombers. They've got the numbers at ground level here. What can they do now? 1-2 hand pass coming through centre wing, the Bombers. That's an errant kick. They had players on as well, and Crocs are going to chop this off and go forward. Intercept mark taken by the Tiwi Bombers. That was Babui. Well done, Babu, under pressure down there against Ross. Kim Cantilla Paddles it to himself again. He's got 2-on-1. He wasn't open space. He just couldn't pick up the third paddle when he put it out in front to himself. He's gone in and got it again. Hand passes back the Bombers. They can have a shot on goal. They do now. It's going to drop short. It's going to bounce through. It has. It's gone through for a goal. No, the umpire has found a free kick in the goal square for a hold. Oh,
that was Cunningham.
That was good work by Kim Cantilla, but unfortunately, the free kick was given away.
As Southern Districts bring the ball out, the mark taken by Ganley. Ganley goes to Bowden, and Bowden spots up Farah. He's held up there, gives a little handball to the running player. However, the Tiwi player moved on the mark, didn't stand, and the umpires paid 50. So Tiwi have given away a lot of these free kicks early in the season. They really, really can't afford to. That one was given away there by Bolton. And the result of it is Southern Districts go inside 50. That's really, really loose checking there by Tiwi.
And there were four Tiwi players around him. Not one went for the defensive punch.
No one even got close to him, Charlie.
Yeah, they really need to play inside shoulder, body on body. There's just too much space, and that's 2 or 3 times now Southern Districts have gone forward and there's been an open man who's taken a mark. So Southern Districts, this is Duffy, will have a shot from about 46 metres, just on the inside of the boot, and the ball fades away to the left.
Just going for distance then, I think, and just pulled the kick.
Which takes Southern Districts to 3 goals, 3-21, leading Tiwi 1 goal, 2-8 as we cross the 15-minute mark here at Marara in the first quarter.
So Dion Munkara has 2 bounces and kicks it out wide here, close to the boundary line, grandstand side. Gonna look for the switch. Needs to hit a target. They drop the mark. They're under pressure now. It's picked up by Watts. A quick hand pass. Watts gets it back. He's running into an open goal and he's kicked it. Jaden Watts, rising star. His uncle is Jared Brennan. He plays very similar and looks very similar to a young Jared Brennan. Just probably doesn't have, it's missing a few centimetres, but Southern Districts have gone to 4-3-27. Tiwi Bombers stuck on 1-2-8. We're just past the 15-minute mark. That was just a good play there. It was the idea was there to switch the play, Charlie and Clint, but it just didn't pay off because he dropped the mark. Yeah,
dropped the mark, and Watts was able to get it and run through and kick the goal. So Watts looks like who, did you think?
No, his uncle's Jared Brennan.
Looks like Brennan. Brennan looks like Darren White. I mean, it's
just that lankiness. Doesn't exactly have the same height, missing a few centimetres, but you look at the way he plays, Charlie, and picks up the ball, Jared Brennan, a young age. I remember watching him as a 10-year-old Jared Brennan.
He's got that X factor. So the 2 big ruckmen, starting ruckmen, are back in the middle. Southern Districts hit the hand on. He's wrapped up by Tiwi. Umpire Nick Bain, umpiring is doing his Premier League debut today. Congratulations to the young fella from Victoria.
Oh, it'll be hot for him.
Yeah, he's a tough one. Well done there by Bolton. Sort of squares it off there with Gallo. Munkari out of the middle, gives it there to O'Bourne, and O'Bourne goes forward to the leading player. The ball goes over the back, McAdam. Oh, he gives the handball. It's a little bit too slick for his teammate there. Southern Districts go in. Good pressure there by Tiwi. They're trying to clear. Ball spills out. Taken by Tiwi. Gives the hands to Cunningham. Umpire's called a free kick.
Holding the ball.
Too sure what it was for, and McAdam will clear for Southern Districts to the outer side. That's good hard running there by Staunton. He'll do that all day long. Tries to kick forward, but he's dispossessed there by the Tiwi Islands. Well played. Handball over the top. Up and coming play. Very good pressure from Tiwi. And that's a good call by the umpire. He had prior opportunity. Now Watts gets the handball forward, and the ball taken there by Lehman. Lehman goes to the leading Ross. The ball goes over the back. He's the first one back there.
Just beat him over the boundary line, I think, Clint.
Tiwi player claiming it went over. Boundary umpire agrees, and we'll get a ball up 60 metres around from Southern District's goal.
So
does the rule say if you got the ball, you've got to give it back to the boundary umpire on the full? Can you just throw it on the ground?
I don't think there's any rule for that yet, Charlie. Otherwise, I'd probably be in trouble a few times. So Gallo,
give it time, Tash.
Yeah, Gallo thought he earned himself a free kick. Then Michael Bowden gets his head ripped off. So the free kick going to Bowden, plays on quickly. Looking for Barry. Barry's got a bit of work to do. The Bombers closed in on him very quickly, but gives it back to McAdam. That's Charlie McAdam. Kicks it forward. There's a 2-on-1 situation here. The Bombers should come away. They do. They clear it. And a good mark taken out there by the Bombers through centre wing. He turns and goes. Kicks it into the 50. 1-on-1. Cantilla's there. Gets smashed away from him. They've got the numbers here, the Bombers. They need to put the pressure on. They don't. And the Crocs are going to come away with it through centre wing. Demama will kick it into the 50. Bit of work asked of Williams. Williams gets the ball back to McLaughlin. Hand pass over the top to Ganley. Ganley can have a shot on goal, and it's going to go through the big sticks.
Beautiful
They've
kick.
got their 5th on the board. Southern Districts, it went from one end to the other, and Southern Districts made them pay by kicking the goal. Unfortunately, they're for the Bombers, but they're still trailing 5-3-33 Southern Districts. Tiwi 1-2-8, and we've gone 18 and a half minutes in the first quarter.
Beautiful work by Southern Districts to run that ball down there, and they got it down to McLaughlin. Just a series of handballs. McLaughlin's handball was a ripper across to Ganley, and no trouble for Ganley to run in from almost point-blank range on a 45-degree angle. Kicked a good goal. Good goals, good quarter from Southern Districts so far.
This is what we're talking about pre-game, Charlie. Southern Districts have a run on, and Tash, that it's getting away from them. We're now at 4 goals. We're almost the 19-minute mark of the first quarter. Do you now move a player behind the ball? Is there a contingency plan? As Bowden out of the middle for Southern Districts, they go forward again, out in front of Ross. That's good defence there by poor Jimmy. Ball shark there, handball over the top to Williams, and from inside the goal square, Williams unattended puts through Southern Districts' 6th goal.
And his second, Williams, dangerous up forward. Good play again by Southern Districts. This might be that quarter we were all talking about earlier on, the Blitzkrieg quarter.
Yep, the Blitzkrieg.
Just kick 6 or 7 goals and then trade after that. But not much defence back there for Tiwi Bombers. It's ragged, and there's just no cohesion there at the moment.
They don't have any height there, Charlie. You look at the big men. Gallo's going back now as well, and you know, even though we spoke about Jonathan Ross, he's not a big fella, but he's got a good leap. And, they're just finding it hard to match him in the air, I feel, Charlie.
It's a good point you raised, because the Tiwi people, they're just not big people.
No.
I mean, the last good big man come out of there was David Cantilla, who played for South Adelaide back in the 60s, was 6'4" in the old language.
So Robinson's gone in to chop out in the ruck, and again, Bowden in the midfield. Not so used to seeing him in the midfield, but it's paying off this season. He's having an absolute blinder. We need to try and clear it from centre half back. They do a drop mark again, just putting pressure on themselves. Cunningham spins around, kicks it forward. Mark from the back attempt flew up pretty high. Tiwi were held, taps it to his teammate, running through his Dulla. Dulla has a shot on goal and just misses to the near side. So another opportunity goes begging there for the Bombers, and they can only pull back a point to the Southern Districts.
Morris.
We're in red time now this last quarter.
Morris to bring the ball, hits up Bowden, 40 metres out. Bowden's had a ton of it in this first quarter on that beautiful left foot. It goes out wide. Mark can't be taken by Ganley. Staunton's at the base of the pack. Little handball to Robertson, little one to DeManuel, and then a little one to Schwartz. Good chain of handballs there from Southern Districts as Schwartz goes inside 50. The Tiwi Iron player committed. It was very good use of the body by Ross. He picks up. Jason Dunster would not be happy with that one. There was a man in front of him and he went along the ground. I'm not too sure why he did that.
That's a carton for your teammates for sure.
And the ball was touched through. That's a beautiful clearance out of full back from Tiwi, and the mark taken in the centre there by Michael Thompson. They've done this really well. Thompson runs to 70, goes inboard. Cantilla gets one hand to it. Can't mark. McAdam a little handball, and Southern Districts will clear the middle.
So coming through, I think there is Benjamin Armat, kicks it forward, and a good mark taken to Staunton. So the captain takes the mark, 45 metres out, plays on quickly, and there's Ross. So he can clean up the mistake he just did a couple of seconds ago by trying to dribble one through with a man in front of him. So Ross will go back and attempt to kick his 3rd goal of the quarter, his 16th for the season. Umpires just make him go around on the right angle. So he's going to have to kick it from probably about 35, 38 metres. Comes in, has 2 steps, kicks it, and straight through the big one. So he's got his 3rd on the board. Southern Districts have their 7. They're now ahead by 6 goals. There's that Blitzkrieg footy, Charlie. We've gone nearly 22 and a half minutes in the first quarter. This is going to be very hard for the Bombers to peg those goals back.
7-4 to 1-2. big quarter from Southern District. Some good play too from them. They're just starting to realise they've got control of this game earlier on, and they're starting to really work hard for each other, and they'll get a lot out of this effort today.
They've had their opportunities, the Bombers, Charlie, but unfortunately they just haven't been able to get the goals.
They're just playing like chaotic football, though, aren't they, Tash? I mean, they're under pressure all the time. Lots of run, but they just...
Too many drop marks.
Yeah.
Drop marks kill you.
And
fumbles kill you.
Want good delivery all the time, you know.
So ball back in the middle. Robertson against Bolton. No clear winner. Ball sharked there by Tiwi, and he's sharked by Southern Districts. He's wrapped up by 2 Tiwi players. And we'll go again right in the centre of the oval here at Marara. Both ruckmen go up again. One there by Bolton. Damamiel picks up. It gives the defensive handball back. Thrown on the boot by Southern Districts out to a centre wing. Poor Jimmy leads in the race for the ball. Players thought it was going to go out. It sort of spun and then went back in. A chain of handballs. That's well done there by Barry. And Southern Districts go with a big 55-metre kick inside 50. Tiwi have got numbers back there, but McQueen spins out of trouble. Handball over the head to the voice. Back to McQueen. Back to Williams. And the big fella Williams throws it on the right boot from 20 metres out and puts through Southern District's 8th goal for the quarter. A little bit too easy at the moment, Charlie.
Indeed, and Williams with 3 now joins Ross as multiple goal scorers for Southern District. Yeah, it's all just a little too easy. They had that ball down there. They just played, come and get it off me, and then gave the handball until they got Williams in space, and he went back and kicked the goal. So an 8-goal quarter so far. Pretty big effort here from Southern Districts under hot and trying conditions. Yeah,
going to be very hard from here, Charlie. Let's see what they can do. Robinson's still in the ruck. Bourne's doing a good job in there. He's contesting and he's winning some of the ruck, Charlie, but they just can't clear it from the middle. So let's see what he can do against Robinson.
He's a tiny ruckman, isn't he?
He is, but he's got a good leap on him. So let's see, the umpire throws it up. There we go. He matches Robinson there. Comes down, so Crocs are trying to clear it through McQueen. McQueen shoved to the ground. The umpire says play on Schwartz. Gets it over to Damamiel. It's not a good kick, but Williams nearly controlled it. Then he lost control. Tiwi can clean up. Now they're under pressure. Damamiel goes back in there. It's sitting at the top of the 50 here for Southern District. Staunton's out by himself. How does he find that much room and can just chip it over the top to that big man? Lee Williams already has 3 goals, is going to go back to kick his 4th. And we are 25 minutes gone into the first quarter. So this will be, I think, the 3rd or 4th goal kicked in red time, Charlie. Yeah,
it's been a big effort, hasn't it? And Williams, terrific play by him. He pretended to look over his shoulder as if he was going to give it off. He never was.
No,
and nor should he. He's on fire. He's kicked 3. He's on a 45-degree angle.
He didn't fool us.
So he comes in, kicks it from 48. Looks good off the boot as he snuck it in. He's got his 4th goal. But I asked the question, how does Dean Staunton find that much room? He needs to be tagged, that fella. So through for another goal. 9-4-58 now, Southern Districts. 1-3-9 Tiwi Bombers. They've got a lot of work to do in the second quarter.
Well, you mentioned that there was a 9-goal quarter in round 1, didn't you, Clint?
Yeah, I think it was round 3 last time these 2 teams played. Yeah, Charlie, and this is exactly what happened. Just after half-time, the 3rd quarter, Southern Districts just blew them out of the water. And for the rest of the game, Tiwi were quite competitive, but it was just that 1 quarter. So, look, it's resilience, and we're going to have to see how they bounce back. You've got 2 choices. You drop your head or you push on. So... back to the middle. It must be getting very close to quarter time here. Watts up against Auburn. Auburn wins. Spills to the bottom. Sharked by Southern Districts. Handball over the top. Southern Districts running forward here. Staunton again was running towards goal 60 metres out, but he's beaten by the buzzer. And quarter time here at Marara Oval. Southern Districts 9 goals for 58. Lead the Tiwi Islands 1 goal 3-9.
So it's a big quarter there by Southern Districts. 4 goals to Lee Williams. Was terrific for them. Moved around in that inside 50 there, and he's a big man, and no one wanted to go with him. None of those small Tiwi Bomber defenders back there. So he kicked 4. Jonathan Ross came outside 50 to get some of those balls. He kicked 3. So good effort by those 2 to kick 7 goals. Singles to Jack Ganley, Jaden Watts, and Patrick. No, it wasn't Patrick Keller. That's the 9 for those 4 players. And just that single goal, Brendan Cantilla got it earlier on in the match. But good effort there by Southern Districts, just looking through some of the better players.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians. Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
So 9-4 to 1-3 here at quarter time, with the main goal scorers for Southern Districts, 4 to Lee Williams, all in that quarter, and Jonathan Ross kicked 3 in that quarter as well. They're the damaging players upfield, but what they're capitalising on is lots of ball being brought down and transitioned pretty well down the field, and good delivery inside forwards. And the defending players back there, those 6 in defence for Tiwi Bombers, probably allergic to standing next to a person. They're being too COVID conscious here, giving them 1.5 metres.
You're right, more. Charlie. Good pick up there.
But yeah, they've looked good, Southern Districts, but impressive today. But it's the measure is against a team that's barely a team, really. And I can see James McAdam down there. He's on his haunches. He's got the players sitting in front of them. What could he possibly be saying to them? Be responsible, be more committed, and own the job that you have to do yourself.
Be more accountable.
You do your job and everybody else do their job. It'll work.
Sorry, Tash. I think it'll be about two choices, Charlie. You can drop your head and put your chin down, or you can stand up and fight. And I really think that's the only message he can push at the moment. He wasn't happy. He was down on his haunches, looking the guys in the eye. Not a good start from Tiwi, and the wheels seem to have really fallen off.
And he kept them out there as well. The districts went into the ice box there. It does help when you do go in there when it's so hot. But he kept the Tiwi Bombers out in the interchange in the shade, mind you. But he looked pretty calm, and there's nothing worse than if you drop your head, it gets harder. You got to pull together as a team and just do those 1%ers, and it actually makes life a little bit easier out there for you. And the positives that they can do is just go now and try and win each quarter, even if they lose the game. It doesn't matter. Just take the positives as they can out of the quarters now, and they're getting around each other now. Districts are already moving to their positions out on the field, and they're still in their huddle and get together as they do. So hands up and do their cheers, and out they go now. But just the body language is still there for Tiwi, so there's still a bit of fight left in them. I just hope that they don't let it get absolutely smashed here, because there's nothing worse than that. It's too hot, it's too hard, so you just got to try and make it a little bit easier for yourself. Yeah,
we wait with anticipation to see how they respond.
There's not, we talk about sometimes of what different matchups can you make. There's not enough key players out there for Tiwi where you could make some changes to try and impact the game. That's the problem, I think.
Yeah, the big fellas from Southern District's really dominating. And as you said, Tash, Tiwi just don't have the manpower or the right matchups for these guys. So hopefully James McAdam has worked out, the best matchups of what he's got to work with, but they're massively undersized and up against it.
So the umpire's just waiting for everyone to get in their positions. So we've got Gallo and O'Bourne again in the middle. So counting the numbers, 666. The umpire now puts the ball up. You can hear the siren, throws it up. Gallo wins that tap down, misses McQueen. McQueen goes in for a second crack. Tiwi player was held but picks it up. Coming through the pack was Dion Munkara, kicks it forward. It lands in the arms of McAdam. McAdam played on. He should have just gone back and had his kick. They're under pressure now. Cantilla gets it over the top. McAdam will get there first, kicks it off the ground. But the numbers here for the Crocs. So Charlie McAdam just kicks it up in the air. Sitting underneath it was a Tiwi player. It was absolutely crunched. Here's Kim Cantilla and kicks it across the face. It's going to stay in. No, it goes out of bounds in front of Michael Bowden. So deep in the left forward pocket here for the Tiwi Bombers, but absolutely crunched was Michael Thompson.
Should have got the free kick,
yeah,
really.
he was taken front on, Charlie. It was right in front of the umpire. So boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for the Tiwi Bombers.
So Gallo and McAdam go up. There's about a 30-centimetre height difference, and as expected, Gallo gets his hand to it, spills to the front. Tiwi shark it, picked up, runs backwards, goes inboard to a 2-on-2. Or Tiwi got his hands to it. He's the first to recover. Ball taken there by Michael Joshua from Nooka. McAdam gets an important fist out there, knocks it into the path of his teammate, and Southern District can run it out of defence here. Farah runs his full measure, has it bounced, throws it on the left foot, and they go inside 50 to a 1-on-1. He was just running at full tilt. There was good pressure there by Michael Thompson, who chased him, and he couldn't drill the kick, and Tiwi will clear from defence, and the mark there taken by Michael Thompson, who affected that defensive chase before. He puts the ball there out in front of Chris Maureen. Maureen tries to throw it on the right boot, but as he puts it on the boot over the line,
he was in the car park. You've been kind to him.
Yeah, that was out of bounds.
I think he might have tried to pull the wool over the umpire's eyes here, but we couldn't see it from 100 metres away.
Really, he should have got that ball before it bounced, shouldn't he, really?
Yeah,
it bounced away from him.
Shouldn't have let it bounce. So, Gallo, Farah with a front-on tackle, but the umpire lets it go. Tiwi kick it into the 50, running at it at Cantilla, gets it to McAdam. McAdam gets his head ripped off. The umpire says play on. Crocs are going to clear it. Looking for Schwartz. It goes over the top. Barry goes without it. Tiwi Bombers here, kicking it forward again, but lands in the arms of Gallo. So still at half back here, the Crocodiles. Ganley kicks it
Great
inboard, looking for McQueen. Will get it now. He got the hands. He's got a player all by himself. There's Staunton. Staunton hand passes over the top to his player, to a teammate, McLaughlin. But he's under pressure. Good tackle there by the Bombers. They put the pressure on. Staunton goes back in, shovels it back to Duffy. Duffy kicks it forward. They've got the numbers here, the Crocs, but the free kick is being paid downfield. So Duffy was thrown after he kicked it, and McQueen has put his hands up for the footy.
Oh,
and
no.
kicks it out wide, and Williams is all by himself, can play on, kicks it from 15 metres out and misses. So he missed an absolute sitter. Fortunately for the Tiwi Bombers, there's a bit of a how you going in the centre square between Bowden and O'Bourne, but the Tiwi Bombers will take the kick out.
Tash, there was no one within 30 metres there of Williams in the forward line. He's about 10 foot tall.
And he could have run an extra 5 metres, couldn't he?
He could have run an
to
extra
the top of the
5
square.
metres.
Yeah.
He's dominating up there. So Tiwi trying to bring the ball out of defence. It's a torpedo. He doesn't hit it right. It's knocked over the back. Ball picked up there by Southern Districts. Handball to Bowden. Bowden a little chip inboard on his left foot, and the mark there taken by Driscoll. Driscoll gives the handball inboard. Southern Districts go forward. It's a well-weighted kick. Oh, Farris should have taken that. He's first to recover. Here's McQueen. He's got great acceleration, and from 15 metres out directly in front, puts through Southern District's 10th goal.
That was good play, really, from Southern Districts. They got arrested the possessions back, control of the football back from Tiwi Bombers, and worked it back inside that 50, and McQueen was there to get on that good pass to him, and he kicked the goals.
Sheer numbers, Charlie, at the end, where the ball is. The Districts have the numbers and just the power to break through tackles at the moment as well.
I don't want to think that they'll kick another 9-1 in this quarter, because that would be so demoralising for the Tiwi Bombers, who are already starting to feel a little embarrassed about what's going on out there.
Yep.
And that's okay to feel that, isn't it? That's what happens when you...
Well, that's the vibe, isn't it? They should be disappointed. They're not, they're football proud people, and this is just a smashing at the moment. So, yeah, I think they are right to feel it, and that's how they're going to fix it.
So
as Bowden gets the ball out of the middle, given there to Armat, who goes inside 50, and Southern Districts are awarded a free kick inside 50, and that will go to McQueen. McQueen goes inboard, and that's that man again, Williams, leading up. At least he had an opponent with him then, but it was just too much space in front of him. Nice little 25-metre kick out in front of him, and Williams takes the mark out in front, about 30 metres out. Very little angle to speak of.
So 4 goals to this man. He can add to it. He should be able to.
4 goals 1 or 4 goals 2, so he could be in for a big day, lining up for his 5th.
It's a terrible kick.
That's his last 2 kicks have been shocking. A little bit too casual there, I feel.
Yeah, he didn't really punch at the ball, did he? I mean, he sort of kicked it low and...
Not like his first couple of kicks, Charlie, just a little bit casual, which Matty Cunnard won't be too happy about that as the Bombers come out of defence. So the mark taken by Apulmini. Kicks it up. That's a good mark to Bolton, I think that is. Bolton kicks it forward. And Cantilla dropped the mark, but good pressure by Charlie McAdam. Was lucky not to give away the free kick. Now the free kick has been awarded to Cantilla. So he did well to earn the free kick back. Got McAdam on. He's going to chip it over the top into the wrong spot in the end. McAdam at the back. He made a contest. He spins out of trouble. Picks it up here. Just shovels it back in. That was Cantilla, but to the wrong players. Barry picks it up. And the free kick has gone the way of Tiwi. So Robinson's pleading his case. I'm not quite sure what that was for.
Can't help you there, Tash.
Yeah, I can't help.
I don't know what that was for, but Cunningham, looks like Douglas Cunningham's going to have the free kick 15 metres out. Tight angle. He's kicking with a slight breeze. He's sizing up the big sticks. Robinson wasn't happy. You can't think what maybe kicking in danger, maybe. So Cunningham, someone's yelling out from the boundary, and the snap on goal. Good kick in the end, and Cunningham has kicked the Tiwi Bombers' second goal of the game. Finally, they have their second goal, Charlie.
Yeah, after that, Brendan Cantilla kicked that one in the first few minutes of this match. It's taken a whole quarter and a bit for Tiwi Bombers to get their second goal, and they got it from a mystery free kick, but he didn't let them down, Cunningham. That's his job there in the forward line, is to kick goals. He kicked a goal. Give him a pat on the back.
I thought it was good by McAdam as well. He looked like he was out of the contest. It was a poor kick into him, but he made a contest from behind and was able to get the footy in quickly on the boot, and they applied the pressure up there.
And if you're listening to it and you're getting a bit confused about the McAdams, there's one in either team here.
Yeah. And a coach.
Yeah, and
the coach. They're everywhere.
So ball back in the middle. Bolton up against Robinson. Oh, that's well shucked there by McLaughlin. Textbook roving. Throws on the boot forward. And Ross just had 2 or 3 metres on his opponent there, Baboui, and that's all we needed. Baboui didn't get back on the mark. Ross spotted that, plays on, had an open shot at goal from 30 metres out, but sprayed it to the right until we get let off the hook there.
They're not making the most of their opportunities here, the Crocs, at the moment. I know they're in front, but still, coach wouldn't be happy with those ones. Tiwi trying to clear it from half back, busting through the pack again was that man in Robinson. That's Will Robinson. So the other Robinson's going to hit this contest. Duffy did well not to give away the free kick there, and the umpire, the closest umpire was going to ball it up, and the further umpire awarded the free kick for a high tackle. So quite sure that was actually there. McAdam hand passes to Barry, so the Crocs are going to go forward once again. Bowden with a good full stretch mark, still a long way from goal. Where's he going to put it to? He's got a player all by himself. Gets it over the back, and a good mark on the second grab taken by McQueen. He plays on. He's got Ross by himself. Hangs in the air a little, but Ross takes the mark and has earned himself 50. A 50. So I thought that was touch and go, that one. Probably unlucky to give away the 50, but Ross earned it. He's going to kick it from the goal line and straight through. No one even stood the mark, Charlie, and that's a sign of not good things for the Bombers.
Yeah, indeed. And it was a touch and go free kick, wasn't it? But marginally it was there. There's no doubt about it. So Ross goes in and kicks the goal, gives him 4 for the match.
It's just when someone doesn't stand the mark, Charlie, there was 3 standing around there as well, but no one went to the mark.
It's a dreadful sign in footy, isn't it? I mean, it's what you do. You've got to go and stand on the mark. It's what the game's all about. And when someone's having a shot for goal, if you just ignore it, I don't think that's respectful at all.
And when team morale drops, those 1%ers drop also. So we need to knuckle down and get back to the job at business here.
11 goals, 6-2-3. That's the score.
As we tick past the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, ball out there taken by Duller. Duller gives the handball there to Suttle. Suttle over the top, but it only goes as far as Staunton. Staunton shanks one forward off the left foot. It's well picked up there by Ross. He gives it to the running midfielder there in Benjamin Armat. Armat tries to scoot around the corner, can't get enough on it, and it goes through for 1 point to Southern Districts.
So Tash, is Ben Armat the son of Ben Armat?
Yes, the Rolls Royce of footy.
I think he won a medal, didn't he?
Yeah, he won a Nichols medal. Charlie was one of the best players that I've seen. Silky skills, had a few injuries unfortunately, but yes, that is his son and namesake. Very good footballer. Has big shoes to fill. So the Crocodiles get it to centre wing. So Tiwi doing well to hold him up. Now they get out the break. So there's Ben Armat. Hand passes to McLaughlin. McLaughlin can go into the 50. Looking for the big man in Williams, and out in front takes it. The umpire's going to call it. He had enough of it. It was punched out of his hands, but he had enough of that. So let's see. His last 2 kicks were absolutely shocking kicks. One out of bounds on the full, and he missed one from dead in front. He's going to go back and kick this from about 35. This time he's taking a little bit more time, the big man. He's already kicked 4 in the first quarter. Could have had 2 more. Can he add to his tally? And he's missed that one. It was a lot closer this time, but that's 3. That's 3 that he's missed. He could have 7 goals by now.
Well, either him or Ross can kick 10 goals today.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, ball brought back into Tiwi, doesn't hit the target, but it's well picked up there by Gene Puntanamiri. He gets Tiwi out of trouble, and the mark there taken in the middle by Robinson. He's held up there, gives it to the running player from behind, throws it on the boot and goes towards the 50. Cantilla there with McAdam. McAdam first to recover, but he's wrapped up by Cantilla. Kim Cantilla gives the handball to Cunningham. His ball picked up there by Watts. Umpires plucked one out of here, and a player got one high. DeManuel hasn't heard it.
That was from the far umpire as well. I thought it was there.
I've got no issue if the far umpire sees it and pays it.
Yep.
I think that's what the 3 umpire system's for, and sometimes
They've got a better angle sometimes, so it's, yep.
100%, and there's often players in the way, so I'm all for umpires off the ball paying the free kick if they can see them clearly. So Douglas Cunningham here, who's kicked 1 today, he's got a really, really tight angle. He's probably going to kick from about 38 metres on a very tight angle. On the near side at Marara, ball goes just across the face and it's rushed through by Southern Districts for 1 behind. And that takes Tiwi's score to 2 goals for 16, trailing Southern Districts 11-9-75 at the 13-minute mark at the second quarter.
So the Bombers had an opportunity for another shot on goal and they've missed, so that was through McAdam. It was a poor kick out by Michael Bowden, probably the only mistake he's done today. Now he'll go again from the out of bounds on the full. Goes to the far side, got to play it all by himself. Can give it to Ganley running past, he doesn't. He goes further afield to Dean Staunton. He can put on the afterburners. Hand passes back to his teammate, back to Staunton. Staunton 80 metres out, puts it in front of Ross. Ross is pushed in the back, but a good mark in the end taken by the Bombers. The Bombers will play on now. So still in defensive 50, asking a bit of his teammate. Got 1 on 2, didn't go too well at that. DeMamel picks it up for the Croc, spins around, misses Robertson. Swartz is there. Swartz drags the footy in. He needs to get rid of it now. It's still in there. What's the umpire going to call? He hasn't got rid of it. And he's going to ball it up. I thought that should have gone the way of the Bombers. He dragged it in, Charlie.
He dragged it in and then he stayed on top of it. He didn't get it out. So the rule's there to stop that happening.
Ball up, 55 metres out.
Robinson and Bolton go at it. Bolton does well, gets his hand to it. Umpire said studs up. It's going to be paid to Southern Districts. McQueen doesn't mess around. Runs into a goal from 40 metres out, but sprays it across the face. And once again, Southern Districts don't make them pay. They're peppering those goals, but...
Well, they kicked 11 goals, 9 now. It was 11 goals.
11
9
goals, 10 now.
4.
Six
points.
gettable goals this quarter. Easy.
So Tiwi will bring the ball back into the near side. He runs 15 metres and kicks it to his ruckman there, Bolton. Tiwi get the ball, kicks it out in front of McAdam. It's a one-on-one on the wing here. McAdam versus Farah. The ball's won there by Farah and he throws it on the left boot, and that's a great kick to the advantage of his teammate there, Staunton. However, good defence by Tiwi. He came over the top. I think that was, it wasn't Mankara, that was Austral. And gets a fist over the boundary line, and we'll get a ball in 70 metres around from Southern District's goal.
I didn't mention Shane Austral at the start when we mentioned those players that we knew, but he's a known player.
Yeah, he's known, Charlie. So Dean Staunton gets out of the tackle, gives it to Farah. Farah back to Staunton. Staunton on the left. Usually has a good chip on his left. He does. Gets over the top. Watts picks it up. He's so much like his uncle, and Ross has a go at the goals and it bounces across. So that is the 7th behind of this quarter, plus an out of bounds on the full. All gettable goals as well. So fortunately for the Bombers, they're missing the goals at the moment. Otherwise, that scoreline would be close to 20 goals already, and we're not even reached half time.
Mankara on the left foot. Drills it back in, and the mark there taken by Gene Puntanamiri. Gene Puntanamiri puts it out in front of Cantilla. He tried to keep it in front of him. Anyway, put a second effort in. He's done well here. Tiwi win the ball back. That was Cunningham who puts it on the boot. A player from Tiwi out the far side there. He's got a lot of space. He has a shot at goal. It was a tough kick. He was on an angle. He had to hit it really well. He didn't, and the ball hits the behind post. It goes out of bounds on the full.
And the old Tiwi, you know what would happen then if he's running in from that deep in the pocket? There'd be a stream of players coming down the corridor that he could pass to.
So
that running in waves and numbers.
Yeah, that's not happening. McQueen, but how good was Brandon Cantilla in that passage of play? Just his second effort.
Yeah, good
as
stuff.
well. That we're not seeing enough of that of the Tiwi players. So Duffy looks to switch. Charlie McAdam is out there. Good pressure applied. Got it. Player running past, but
high.
taken high. Didn't need to do that. The advantage is played to Ganley. Delahy, sorry. He drives it into the 50. At the back is Williams. He dropped a mark. It was an absolute sitter. Went through the breadbasket. Here's the Tiwi Bombers. They've got numbers back there. We'll kick it out wide and 2 wide in the end. It's going to stay in. Yes, it just bounces out. So a boundary throw in. 45 metres around from the Southern District's goal, grandstand side. So they're under pressure here again at the defensive 6 for the Bombers.
Tasting very lucky not to call deliberate out of bounds because there was no one within 30 metres of where
I think it was a missed kick, Charlie.
Okay.
Chris Maureen up against Gallo. Gallo taps it in front of McQueen. Oh, he's got a lot of space. He was running into an open goal there, and he had it in his fingertips, just couldn't grasp it. Came off his fingertips and through for a behind. So Tiwi bring the ball out, and the mark there taken by Michael Joshua, the man from Nooka. I don't think he's played a game. Oh, it goes inboard, doesn't hit the target. Mark there taken by Schwartz. He goes to Williams, and why wouldn't you? He's been dominant all day. He's got about 20 centimetres on his opponent, who tried hard but was never really in the contest, and Big Williams will line up for his 5th goal of the game.
Height matters, doesn't it? Especially when the opposition doesn't have it. That's the problem, isn't it? Height. If the other team's got height, it doesn't really count, does it?
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, if you're playing apples on apples, but Williams is dominant down there. The man on the mark, Charlie, was trying to affect that contest, is 20 to 30 centimetres smaller than what he is, so he's never a chance. William, so he's getting some good goal kicking practice, but unfortunately he's not getting much better. They're all going right as well. I don't know if you've noticed that. He puts through, I think, his 4th point, so he's kicked 4 goals 4, and he moves Southern Districts to 11 goals 13, 79. Tiwi 2 goals 4, 16 at the 19-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
And 7 missed opportunities to goals here for Southern Districts.
There's been a lot, and don't forget the out of bounds on the full, Charlie. So this could be, it could have been all over mercy rule at half time, but Tiwi Bombers now trying to keep possession of the footy through Punatana Mary. Goes back across to Jalamana, sorry. Thanks, Clint. Up the line, the Bombers here in a good spoil from behind. The District's defender in McQueen. Geez, he's everywhere. This McQueen, he's got a tank on him, hasn't he? So he gets a few pats on the head, but it's gone out of bounds directly in front of our commentary box. And we've gone nearly 19 and a half minutes, so it's nearly hitting red time. That's when they got a few goals last time.
Robinson up against Bolton. Robinson wins it down to McLaughlin. Ball thrown on the boot by Tiwi. There's McQueen again. He seems to be everywhere just running. Here's Bowden not doing his nickel middle chances any damage whatsoever. Gives the handball there to Schwartz, who's taken from behind as he tried to go inside 50. However, Southern Districts have a loose player forward. He picks up, gives it to Bowden. He gives it back to Barry. Barry on his left foot. Sprays around the corner. And guess what, Tash?
It's another behind.
Another behind.
But he said sorry straight away because he burnt his captain. Dean Staunton was there. He said sorry to him, but the hand pass was there over the top. Staunton's pretty good on his left as well. But so another behind. 11-13, 79, 2-4, 16. We've gone 20 and a half minutes in the 2nd quarter. The Bombers are struggling here. Just can't get it over the top. They've taken the mark. That's Munkara. Dion Munkara plays on. Now he tries to drive it long. One-on-one with Kim Cantilla. Gets over the back, and good work there done by Kaya Jones for Districts. I'll tell you what, I'd be panicking when the ball hits the ground if I'm playing on Kim Cantilla.
I think Cantilla, he would have kicked a goal in every match, hasn't he?
Oh, for sure.
And multiples in
for
most.
Sure.
Do you keep him up there, Charlie, or do you put him in the midfield?
Yeah, give him a run in the midfield.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good call.
Makara looked dangerous bringing their forward, and that's where they looked their best when they're moving it quickly. Unfortunately, the kick going forward didn't favour Cantilla. Anyway, Southern Districts are cleared from defence, and Schwartz on the outer side goes inside 50. Kick was too tall for Williams, if that's possible. Southern Tiwi's getting held. And umpire agrees as they clear out in front there of Michael Thompson. It's a 2-on-1 here to Tiwi. However, Farah, it's a 3-on-1 almost, but Farah wins out, feigns the handball, swings around on that left foot and kicks it to the top of 40 metres out. It was good body work there by Ross. However, Tiwi get it, and the mark there taken by Tip and Woody of the Austin variety. Tip and Woody hits Thompson. He waits for it. He didn't go at it. However, it sits for him. Grabs it. Has it bounced. Makara's made space. They just need to get the ball over. But Southern Districts have held them up well here.
Free kick. So going the way of the Bombers, I feel. That was not sure what umpire called that, but it was there. Neil goes out wide, asks a bit of his teammate, Munkara. Munkara made the contest, but he was outnumbered. Well done here. The Bombers needs to get rid of it. He does now. McAdam should get there. Coming through, it's Robertson for the Crocs. They've got the numbers here, the Crocodiles, but Tiwi Bombers are still pressing. It's up in the air and it's going to go out of bounds as the siren goes for half-time. 2-5-17 Tiwi Bombers. Southern Districts 11-13-79. Charlie, they kicked 9 behinds and out of bounds on the full in that quarter. The Crocs.
2 goals 9.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. 10 every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin', we love our break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get smart.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners, do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Buzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Buzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital, television production, energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate to protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
the second half very shortly.
So mismatches everywhere. When you look at them like this, when they're all standing around waiting for the game to start, and you see the Tiwi player walk up alongside the Southern Districts player, you can see the mismatch.
Well, already the Tiwi player just wandered outside the 50 and he's going to get a warning. His district's opponent actually tried to get him back inside the 50 as he did it. Oh,
all right, Tash to get the second half underway.
So the umpire bounces it. It's going to favour Gallo. He's got to call it back. He does. Just throw it up, mate. So good work. Farah just adjusting his boot there, so the umpire gets the ball back. He's going to throw it up. Gallo and O'Bourne. Throws it up high. Bourne didn't even jump. He just tried to shark the ball, but in the end, Gallo got the knockdown. Taken high. Free kick going the way of the Bombers. That's going to go to Tipperwoody. So Austin Tipperwoody goes forward. There's Kim Cantilla. Hasn't had much of the footy. They need to play him on the ball. Now he gets it back. Kicks it forward. 1-on-2 in the Tiwi forward line, and a good mark in the end taken by Jones, I think that was.
Jones clears for Southern Districts to the outer side. Bowden's got some space out there and he's got support on the inside in Duffy. Gives the hand to Duffy and he hits up a little 20-metre kick inside. A mark taken by Driscoll. Driscoll kicks out in front of Staunton, who juggles it forward. Picks up. He's well tackled there. Ball spills to the big fella Williams. He goes through traffic like a rover. Back to Driscoll. And from 15 metres out, Driscoll drills the first goal of the second half to Southern Districts.
Oh, it's difficult to watch, isn't it? They just toyed with the Tiwi Bombers then. They just handballed it all around. Tiwi Bombers were trying to clutch at someone after the ball had been disposed of, but good effort in the end for Driscoll from straight out in front. Fraser Driscoll kicked a good goal. Took him, what did it take him? Just over a minute?
Yeah, 1 minute, so they have to stem the flow here. And I think Tash picked up on it well in the second quarter. The hard run of Staunton and McQueen is obvious, and these midfielders are going to push really, really hard forward, and I reckon that's what James McAdam was saying at half time. They have to increase their defensive run, Tiwi, because some of these guys are really, really fit, and it could get ugly if they run. Gallo wins the tap in the middle, follows up, gets the handball forward, a ball taken there by Lippo. And we have a scrummage in the middle of the ground. Umpire says, I'll have it.
Clint, I was having a look and I was trying to find something positive for Tiwi. Maybe their tackling. They get there in numbers for the tackling is a good thing.
I think so, but it's only in parts, isn't it, Charlie? Their pressure can be good at times for 2 or 3 minute patches.
So free kick going the way of the Crocodiles. So Duffy's going to take the free kick. He's got a player all by himself. He ignores that. Chips it over the top to McLaughlin. McLaughlin's 55 metres out, plays on. Has McQueen. McQueen takes it on the second grab. The umpire says play on. He reckoned Munkara got hands to it as well. So good tackle. What's the umpire going to call now? It comes out. He let it go. Ross picks it up. Ross with a quick kick and it goes over the top. They let it go. Williams put his hands up, but then he let it go. It's gone through for a goal and Ross has his 5th of the game. And already Southern Districts have their second goal. 3 minutes gone. I reckon Matty Cunard would have got into them with the amount of goals that they missed in that second quarter, Charlie. So we expect an avalanche of goals in this quarter, I reckon.
Yeah, they'd want to straighten it up. So two shots at goal then and 2 goals from them. So good start for them. Tiwi Bombers, what do you say about them? They're out there and they're playing and doing the best they can, but they're just out-muscled and outsized, basically.
Where are we at? 23 losses in a row? I'm not too sure on that stat, but yeah, it's a big monkey they've got to get off their shoulder. It's becoming a real issue now. So O'Bourne in the ruck against Gallo, giving up a lot of height, does well. Ball sharked there by Duller, throws it on the boot, goes inside 50. Southern District's first back in numbers, picked up by Delahaye. Delahaye on the right boot, goes wide to McAdam, the son of Gilbert McAdam. We were talking about McAdams at half-time. The umpires had judged interference there against Jalamana. So Southern Districts bring the ball out to the wing, goes through Barry's hands. Gallo, the big fellas, first man back, tries to tap it to Barry. Well done there by the Tiwi player, Jean Puntanamiri. Gallo
Barry with the tackle.
Barry with the tackle, and the ball there taken by Schwartz. Schwartz goes down, and the mark there taken by Driscoll, who called his teammate McQueen out of it. Driscoll doesn't waste any time, doesn't hit his target in 50. However, the big fella there, Williams, has plenty of time. It's the handball to Ross, who was running into an open goal. However, the umpires have judged a free kick, and the free kick will be taken there by Suttle.
And he gave the don't tackle me, pushed an arm out and dropped the ball with his other hand.
So Suttle will go up towards centre wing. It's going to drop short. Bowden's going to take an uncontested mark. So it's going to come back into the forward line for the Crocs. He plays on quickly, looking for Ross over the top, and a good mark taken by Suttle. Let's see what he can do with the ball this time. Does he go the same way or switches the play? He does switch the play. So Bourne against 3. McAdam is there, and that's a McAdam for the Bombers. He's gone into the back line, and an uncontested mark taken by McQueen. He spots up in the corridor and finds Ross. So Ross takes an uncontested mark directly in front of goal. He's going to kick it from about 40 metres out, and he's going for his 6th goal, Charlie. So 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third so far. So too easy. And again, just not picking up their players here, the Bombers.
And they're easily to determine who they are, Williams and Ross.
So Ross, with that kicking style that he has, but it makes the most of it. He's got his 6th of the game, 19 for the season now, Jonathan Ross. That's a good return for the fella for Southern Districts. So Southern Districts 14-13, 97 now to Tiwi Bombers 2-5-17. We've gone 6 minutes in the third.
And their plan is pretty obvious, isn't it? Get it out of the middle, get it down in the forward line, look for Ross, and if you can't go to Ross, give it off to Williams. Now, I've got a message on your comment, Nick, Clint, rather, about how many games they'd lost. Suggestion is they lost 18 last year, 2 the year before the last 2, and 5 this year, so 25 losses.
It's a big monkey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big monkey.
So at some point, it'll break, it'll end, won't it? It must end at some point.
Yep. So ball back in the middle. Cantilla, who's gone in the middle, which I think's a good move, throws it on the boot, and the mark taken out in front by Bolton. Bolton gives the handball forward to the man from Nooka, Michael Joshua, and that's better movement from Tiwi, and the mark taken out in front by big Chris Maureen.
And that was just a tiny little bit of what we're used to seeing in years gone by.
They've made the change, Charlie. So Maureen started in the back line the first half. Now they've moved him forward. They put McAdam into the back line. So they've made a few changes during half time.
So Maureen's taken the mark about 25 metres out. No angle to speak of at the Michael Long centre of the oval. He's going to be kicking from about 30. Puts it on the right boot, hits it sweetly. Goal umpire doesn't move, and that's Tiwi get their 3rd goal. Their 3 goals, 5-23, trailing Southern Districts 14 goals, 13-97 at the 7.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
And can cut that little bit of vision out, how they won that ball in the middle, streamed it down through the corridor, got it to Marine, goes back, kicks the goal. Show them that over and over again and say, this is what we've just got to do this. Multiply this by 100. Do it every chance you get. It's possible. It's not impossible to do.
And we just haven't seen that flow of play, have we, Charlie, today? Those passages of play, putting that link inside 50, and we just haven't seen it.
And looking long term for them, there's nowhere for them to go on the Tiwi Islands. This is it. This is what you get. This is what you got.
They need to recruit the Scanlons and stuff like that, Charlie. When they won that season, they need to go pick a few players. And I know they sort of talk about fly in, fly out, but they need to get a few big-bodied players. So back in the middle, the umpire again goes the bounce. It didn't work, so he's going to throw it up. There's a lot of discussion about that. Do we get rid of the bounce? It's part of footy. I don't think we should. So free kick going the way of the Crocs. So Schwartz has the free kick in the centre square. Goes out wide. The Mammal takes a mark. Courageous mark in the end against McAdam. Josiah Farah now takes an uncontested mark. He was just sitting there by himself, but well done to the young fella. Mammal with courageous mark, going with the flight of the footy. And Josiah Farah, we haven't seen him much in the forward line. He hasn't needed to go up there. He started the season there with a bit of a knee injury. He's coming good now and doing his trade in the midfield. So slight angle, kicks it from 45. and has missed everything. It drops short by about 10 metres. Jonathan Ross is there, and it's kicking in danger. Advantage played to Munkara. Munkara kicks it up towards a teammate in Bolton, but it went over his head and over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in around about 60 away from the district's goal grandstand side.
And a Munkara kick, you normally would get it delivered lace out, wouldn't you? That one was just made it just a little too difficult for Bolton.
So Robertson and O'Bourne at it. Ball to the front. Robertson over the back, gets his hand to it. Well sharked there by Southern Districts with a couple of changes of handball. Schwartz back there to Delahaye. Delahaye goes inside 50 to Bowden, who's in the forward line at this stage. He's dangerous. DeMamel stayed off the pack. Throws it on the right boot. Hit the wrong side of the ball. And the ball misses the behind post by about 10 metres, and it'll be a free kick for out of bounds on the full to be taken by Tiwi Islands as Max Suttle plays on, and he's got a loose player, Brendan Cantilla. And here we go, Charlie. This is what we want. He takes it, turns and goes, has 3 bounces down the outer wing, runs his full measure. Great chase by Farah, but I don't mind it. They've taken the game on rather than getting the ball dispossessed. I think that's Cantilla back there again, the man who started it all. He goes with a chip kick forward. It's broken the game up. They've broken the lines here. Cunningham runs his full measure. Oh, I thought he was going to go too far then. Throws it on the right
I reckon
boot.
he's kicked it.
And that's great play by Tiwi. That's Tiwi football, Charlie. That's what we were talking about.
No, they can do it. It's still there. The magic is still there. We've loved it over the years. They would have liked that. What's caused that? All of a sudden they started to run and run in numbers.
There was nothing ahead, Charlie. He had to take him on. So in the end, it was a decision that if he probably had a player to spot up, he probably would have done it. But in the end, like Clint said, he broke the lines, and it just creates that chaos play in the forward line as well for the defence. And that's what the Tiwi do so well.
And I've just watched the interchange player run out, number 44. His name's Darcy Neal. He's tiny.
Yeah, he is tiny, isn't he, Charlie? He's on the wing here, grandstand side. He'll give it his all, but so Vaughan wins that one, goes in again, but Barry's there, tries to kick it off the ground. The Tiwi player probably should have got his head over it, but they go forward again. Bounces in front of the forward there for Tiwi. They've got numbers around the footy. Michael Bowden was hot on his hammer, and the Tiwi player was ripped off the footy. Didn't have the footy. That's Dulla. I reckon he's had a decent game today, Charlie. What do you reckon? I reckon William Dulla's had a good one, so he's going to kick it from just inside 50s, directly in front.
Probably be too far for him.
Yeah, there's a slight, well, the breeze is picking up, Charlie, as we speak, looking at the flags. I'm glad they put the flags back there after taking him down a couple of weeks ago. And going for distance, he's sprayed it and it drops short, and no one else was on the goal line there for the Bombers, and it trickles over for a behind. So Tiwi Bombers 4-5-29, still trailing Southern Districts 14-13-97.
Do you know what I'd like to see, Natasha and Clint, is that the rain come and just watch how the Tiwi Bombers can actually play in the rain. And we were talking about this earlier on. Hector, that weather sits over Tiwi Islands. They probably train in the rain all the time. It'd probably make a difference for them.
So DeManuel on the outer wing, he's in pursuit by a Tiwi player, throws it on the right boot, and that's Don Barry running hard to space. He takes the mark 80 metres out from goal, has it bounce, gets to 60, goes to the full forward position. Big Williams, who's kicked 5 or 6, can't take the grab. Players going in hard, or Staunton dragged it back in. It spills to the Tiwi player, who went to clear the 50, but he was dispossessed. They look like they're going in harder now, Tiwi. That's good. Couple of good contests. Cantilla takes out one of the Southern District players. DeManuel back to Barry. Barry on the left foot to the near side. But that's what we want to see, a bit of aggression. That's good play by Tiwi.
Yeah, they're on again.
And here we go. They clear from full back. Over the top there, Darcy Neal, I thought his hands were chopped, and the umpire agrees. The advantage paid. Munkara gets the handball over there to O'Bourne. O'Bourne picks up, back to Munkara.
Yeah, free kick. O'Bourne's got the free kick here on centre wing. Plays on quickly. Wasn't on his mark, but the umpire let that one go. Usually they'll bring it back. Crunched by Bowden. So Bowden wins possession for his team. Ben Armat's in there. Now they're going in hard. O'Bourne just absolutely hammered. I think that was Driscoll.
Yeah.
So the free kick going the way of Armat. Driscoll's still down. He did cop one. So probably look on that on video evidence, I reckon, during the week. And a good mark taken by Schwartz. Schwartz wheels around, puts it into the hot spot. Williams is there. He got both hands to it. Then he dropped it. in the defensive 50 here for the Tiwi Bombers. They're under pressure. Brendan Cantilla's there. He's had a good game. Tries to trap it in. Districts need to get rid of it. Staunton does now. Gets it back out to McQueen, but there's a free kick, so a throw. Good pick up by the umpire, and the free kick is going the way of the Bombers, and now there's some feeling in this game. They just need to be careful here. Just keep playing footy here, the Bombers. Getting a bit frustrated and kicking it up the line to Punatana Mary.
But it's changed, Tash. It's changed.
They've got some aggression into the game, Charlie. Here's that man, Neil. Charlie's, he doesn't have much size to him. I reckon I'm taller than him. So he gives it back to Punatana Mary. Up the line, Mrs. Cantilla. Big man Gallo was there. He's ripped off the footy. I thought he dropped the ball. The umpire says play on. Then DeMamel's going to come through the centre square for the Crocs. Harry again drops it, gives it back to DeMamel. He kicks on goal. It's going to go over the top and bounces through for a behind. So good play there by the Bombers. I hope they keep that aggression up, but a behind for the Crocs.
You can feel the lift in pressure from them.
Spot on, Tash. Yeah, you can, Charlie. I think you can. Mark Taken coming out defence by Freddie or Timmy. He goes to McAdam. Ball intercepted. Staunton picks up. Gives the handball to Barry, who's had 3 or 4 touches in the last couple of minutes. Goes to McQueen. Staunton's run forward hard. Staunton sees an open target 30 metres out, and guess who? Ross.
But how clever was that, Staunton? He could have blazed away. He's the captain, but had a player in a better position and hit him on the chest.
That hard running forward. So I have Ross down for 6.
Yep.
So this for number 7, and this to take his tally for the season to 20. Goal umpire doesn't move.
So he's kicked 3 in the first, 1 in the second, now 3 in this third. We've still got plenty of time for him to kick more, Charlie. What do you say, 10?
Yeah, I reckon he'll hit 10. So what's he got now? 7.
7. So he's on 7. I'm still trying to work out who this other player is missing for the Crocs. I've been going through the numbers, but I can't work it out. I will at some stage, I reckon, but I'm hoping that I do. It's not, because Robertson. Keep looking for him as well for the Crocs. So back in the middle. Nearly 17 minutes gone. They're just waiting for the numbers. So Reborn has gone back to, where's he gone? Full forward. So umpire throws it up. There's Gallo. Oh, good work by Farah. Gives it to Staunton. They're on. There's Robertson. He is out there for the Crocs. Well done by McAdam. Needs to get rid of it. Now he does. Kicks it forward. Asks a lot of Robinson for Tiwi Bombers. He's outnumbered. Needs to pick it up and get rid of it. He tries to hand pass to a teammate. He does. Reaches him, and McAdam, that's Charlie McAdam, chops it off, and it's over the boundary line. Still a long way from goal for the Bombers, but just looking better and better.
Is there still 3 there on the bench?
Yeah, still 3, Charlie.
Is it McLaughlin that's missing?
Number
5, I think he is.
Perhaps.
I can't see the bench from here, but maybe he's one of those bench.
No, McLaughlin's out there, number 5. He's there on the wing there, Charlie.
Right.
From the boundary throw in, Lehman gets it forward. It kicks it about 60 metres out from the Southern District's goal. Tiwi's first back. However, he's fumbling around. He can't pick it up. Southern Districts have now won this. Ball spills forward. Dived on there. Well done by McAdam. It didn't have anyone to handball to, so just handballs to space. First back there was Duffy. Bowden can't grab it. Picked up by the Tiwi player, but Bowden grabbed him. Well done. Good footy, and we'll have a ball up about 80 metres around from the Southern District's goal on the outer wing.
15 to 4-6 at the 18.5-minute mark.
Good tackle by Staunton. Staunton still manages to get a kick away. McQueen overruns it. Picked up by McAdam. Good move to him in the back line. He's doing his best that he can. Staunton again. Geez, he's racking up the possessions now. Williams takes a slips mark. Oh, I thought that hit the ground as he was catching it. But the umpires paid it. The big man got down nice and low. Geez.
Not sure if he paid the mark or the push, Tash. I wasn't sure of the signal.
Yeah, I'll have to... Wasn't quite sure that one either, but Cantilla comes away with it. That's Brendan Cantilla. Gets it out to Robinson, and again he's got two against him, but well done here by Lehman. Lehman keeps it in and just chips it over the top, and luckily for him, he missed the hit coming from Brendan Cantilla, and a good mark taken by Robinson. The chop out ruckman for the Crocs, Dean Robinson, trying to just better his angle there. We can see some dark clouds forming the airport end where Robinson is kicking to.
You called that well, Tash. Brendan Cantilla came through like a freight train then, and if he had it collected, I don't think he'd be playing again for a very, very long time.
And Robinson kicks it through the goals. He's got his first on the board, and Southern Districts has their 16th, I think. Yep, their 16th of the game. So 16-15, 111, playing Tiwi 4-6-30. We've gone just under 20 minutes. So red time starts now, and that's dangerous for the Bombers.
And Brendan Cantilla, you mentioned, he missed on that tackle. He nearly finished up in the fence. He went from the boundary line almost into the fence.
He went that hard, Charlie. He was the one that ended up on the ground.
Yeah. But we've seen some spirit from them, and I'm trying to think back what triggered it. It just happened all of a sudden, didn't it? And then it really became contagious, and that can happen.
At 100%, that's pressure, and I think 100%. It was just a couple of little contests here, and then that spreads, and all around the team. Douglas Cunningham's gone in the middle for Tiwi. One there by Robinson, throws on the boot, and Tiwi go forward inside 50. First back there's McAdam. He's dispossessed of the ball. Marine picks up. Watts skips out of traffic. Oh, that was a dummy. That's well. Good chase from the Tiwi player, affected the kick, and Munkara chops it off. He runs to the right in the middle of the ground with a bullet-like pass, and he hits up Michael Joshua from Nooka. Great to see a Nooka fella playing in this Tiwi team. This guy's a very, very good player. Played in the prelim final down in the Big Rivers League in Katherine. And really good to see him get his chance at NTFL level up here for Tiwi. So it's a long kick. He's going to be kicking from about 52. Was probably never going to make it. However, it favours Tiwi, and I think that's Robinson who started in the middle and is pushed down. Robinson or Suttle.
Now, just while you're calling that, one of the umpires actually come and sat on the sideline, and he's just gone back on. So I think he needed a rest, and the other umpire's coming off. So the umpires actually did an interchange, Charlie. I don't think I've ever seen that in football.
Maybe it's the heat policy.
I don't think I've ever seen that in footy, but it was a good couple of minutes. I thought I was seeing things, but...
Meanwhile, that kick is missed.
I just never seen that before. He must be struggling with the heat, the poor fella. Oh.
Let's feel for him. So the ball to be brought in by McAdam. McAdam runs 10 metres over the head of his player out there on the outer wing, and I think Tiwi are going to win this under the scoreboard. Oh, he tries to turn, and he looks like he's hurt. I'm not sure if he twisted his knee there or whether it was a contact from the Southern Districts player, but he doesn't look well, and I'm not too sure if he's grasping at his knee or whether the Southern Districts player got his head.
And I reckon I know who's off for the Districts is Jack Ganley. I reckon he's missing.
Well done, Tash. I knew you were going to work that out.
I knew it was.
You were onto it.
It was determined I was going to work that out. So Charlie McAdam takes the mark deep in defence here for the Crocs. Just slowing things down. He gave the signal, so he's going to go keep close to the boundary. Kicks it a good 50 metres at the back as McLaughlin. Whoa. He was tunnelled under that footy. The umpire lets it go. Picked up by Crocs and Driscoll. He's got head bandage on from a hit from O'Bourne earlier on in this quarter, and Big Williams in the Gallo, takes a mark. He's mismatched totally against Munkara. Not much that Munkara could do about that, Charlie.
He just looks tiny in comparison, doesn't he, Munkara?
Gallo's a big man.
You just have to wonder how that matchup eventuated, and I don't want to be too critical, but he's half his size.
But you're probably better off putting someone like Chris Marine on him or something, you know, a bit closer in size, but certainly he's always going to mark it.
So Gallo, 2 steps, and I reckon he's missed it. He has. And just as we speak, the man of the moment, Shannon Rioli's just on the sideline there, getting ready for his game. He'd done that many times. So the kick-in duties here for the Bombers.
Has it bounced? Good play there, and hits up Cunningham. He ran hard to get that. I think he's cramped up in his left calf. It is pretty hot out there, I feel, for these fellas.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tough way to play football. Cunningham, he's going to have to come off, get some salt in, goes forward. Watts can't grab. Michael Joshua goes in hard, puts his head over it. Picked up there by Watts. Oh, he's running himself into trouble. He was dispossessed. A good call by the umpire. It was incorrect
50,
disposal.
Yep, 50.
50 off the ball. Watts is throwing one of the Tiwi players to the floor there. He threw Gene Puntanamiri to the floor. Umpire said that's 50 metres. Short 50.
Don't buy real estate off that umpire.
No, very, very short 50. Tiwi go inboard, they open up the ground, and that's good play. Beautiful use of the ball, and the mark there taken by...
Duller, I think it is.
Duller, yes, Duller. Well done, Charlie. So Duller not wasting any time. He's going to kick from pretty close to the man on the mark. It runs around a little bit from 40 metres out. Ball right to the line. No one got a hand to it. Good work by the big fella Oborn, the ruckman from Tiwi, who's having a rest at full forward. Put his big frame in the way, even though there was 2 Southern Districts players there. Had Tiwi put through their 5th goal. So they're showing a bit of fight. The Southern Districts haven't blown it out like we thought, and Tiwi go to 5 goals, 9-39.
But that's the positives that we were trying to talk. What could Tiwi get out of this game? In the positives, I think we touched on the aggression that they started to display in this quarter has kept them without getting... We've still got a quarter left, mind you. We're hit the 25.5-minute mark's coming up, so there's not much time left in this quarter. The umpire comes in, throws it up. Gallo against Maureen, I think that is. Crashing the pack was Staunton. He read that like a book. Gets back in, hand passes it to Armat. Armat kicks it forward. Ross at the back just pushed his player under the footy. There's Bowden. Bowden kicks on goal, and he's hit the post halfway up. So behind for the Crocs, and Tiwi will look to play on quickly here out of defence. Kicks it, that was Cantilla, kicks it to Punatana Mary, trying to get it back to Cantilla. Here's the man that tries to create the run, that's Brendan Cantilla, as the siren goes to end the 3rd quarter. So Tiwi still trailing 5-9-39, Southern Districts 16-17, 113.
A good effort there by Tiwi. They kicked 3 goals 4 in that quarter, their most profitable quarter for the game. Just kicked 1 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. So slowly as the game's going on, they're getting better in front of goals. Good, but Southern Districts managed to kick 5-4, and they took that lead out. 16-17 to 5 goals 9. So they kicked 5 goals 4 after kicking 2 goals 9 in the second quarter to the Southern Districts team, so they straightened up a bit. Dylan Barry got involved in it a bit that time. Good to see him get out there for Southern Districts. Dean Staunton was good, and Ross was good as well. And for the Tiwi Bombers, Dion Munkara, good to see him. His kicks from out of defence have been pretty good, pretty accurate. Got to mention him. Brendan Cantilla trying hard. I'm always going to mention Luke Oborn. I think he's just trying his heart out. He's just up against such big players, and he hasn't given up. He's there having a big drink of water.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Him out.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you've seen that in that third quarter. They kicked 3 goals in that quarter, which is the most in a quarter so far for the Bombers. So I hope that they can improve on that and really end the game in a high for them as a club.
Just trying to work these margins out so I get them right. I think I've messed it up a little bit.
I think the first quarter was 49 points, Charlie. The second quarter was 82 points, and that third quarter was 74.
So they've won that quarter by 8 points, Tiwi.
So they've narrowed it down.
Yeah, it's good. Win a quarter is a good effort.
They're getting there.
So if they were to win the second half, that's a pretty good effort from a team that looked hopelessly inadequate for a half of footy the first half, didn't they?
For sure, for sure. However, there's a lot of footy left.
16-7 to 5.
Yeah, I think. Hang on, I think we have both buggered it up, Charlie.
You work it out, Tash.
It was the half time. I'm getting out the calculator. I can't even think at the moment, so I'm getting out the calculator. I think it's the half-time score that's got us, Charlie. That half-time one. And I reckon we both.
They didn't win the term. I don't think.
It was 62 points at half-time, Charlie. 62 points.
Oh yes, I had that one. I did have that. Now, what was three-quarter time? What is three-quarter
74.
time?
So they increased by 12 points.
So, yeah, that's right. That's better. So 49, 62, 74. But in terms of goals scored, they did have more goals in that quarter than they did in the other 2 quarters, didn't they? They kicked 3 goals, 4 in that quarter. Tiwi Bombers. It was good to see. I think, pretty sure the president of the club, Dean Rioli, was down there as well, walking amongst the players. 100 games with Essendon, played some games for the Tiwi Bombers as well. So good to see him down there showing support for his team.
Wouldn't they have loved all the Riolis to have played for Tiwi, Charlie? We've seen Willie Rioli go there, of course, junior, when his dad was coaching. But if they had all the Riolis out from the Tiwi Islands, it'd been a superstar team, that's for sure. So we're back in the middle, ready to start the last quarter here at Marara. Tiwi in Southern Districts. Tiwi trailing Southern Districts, but just hoping they can take some positives out of this game.
We only have 5 players down this end of the ground, Tash, and they've got 3 on the bench. So unless they've got 3 injured that can't go on.
And there's a terrible bounce again. They haven't been bouncing the ball too well in this game, the umpires. He has a bit of a chuckle, so do the players. Yeah, to keep an eye on that, Clinton, Charlie, because that's unusual. Here we go. Is he going to come out? No, he's going to give away. No, he snuck on. So O'Bourne has snuck on. Every umpire missed it. No. Now, he's got the call from someone, and the free kick is going the way of Gallo. So O'Bourne tried to sneak on as the umpire was throwing the ball up. I've seen everything here. The umpires have had an interchange, and a player coming on as the ball's getting thrown up, which you just don't do, but a good mark taken back there by McAdam for the Tiwi Bombers in defence. That's been a good move, I feel, in the second half. He's gone for the top. looks like a mongrel torp, but it gets there. The player couldn't take the mark in the end, and I think that was Maureen out there. No? Michael Joshua, sorry. Thanks, Clint. And it's gone over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So the umpire's just setting, not waiting for the ruckman, slowly walking over. Gallo and O'Bourne this time will go at it. That's a good boundary throw-in as well by the umpire. And taken high was Farah, I think that was. It was, and good shark away from the Tiwi Bombers, well read by McAdam. McAdam dances around one, then gives it to Jones. No, that was Watts, sorry, Watts over the top. Then put the afterburners on that District's player. The Mammal will take the mark. He's still in the centre square, but forward for the Crocs. And, oh, good work. So, good pick up by the umpire. I thought that was a bit of a shepherd, and at the free kick, it's going the way of Tiwi.
So Tiwi get the free kick. Cantilla on in the middle, who's pushed up the ground to try and get himself in the game. This will be one of probably the only game this year I don't think he has kicked a goal. He runs around the man on the mark and a nice little kick inboard, and the mark taken by Marine. 70 metres out, swings on the left foot. Oh, it just didn't have enough on it. It was well chopped off there by Bolton, and Bolton will win the one-on-one contest out there. Gets a little shove in the back as he kicks, but it doesn't affect the kick. And Staunton, who's running hard, I think he's had a lot of the footy today. I'd be fascinated to see his stats at the end. He puts it out in front of Benjamin Ahmad, who turns on the afterburners, goes inside 50. The Tiwi player couldn't grab, gives the handball to Bowden. Bowden from 45 on the left foot. He's got a beautiful left foot. However, just pushes that to the left-hand side and through for one behind to Southern Districts.
Yeah, he hit the post last time halfway up, so Bowden, he's had 2 shots on goal, 2 behinds now. So Tiwi Bombers with the kick out. I think that's Subtle with the kicking out duties. Over the top. It's going to bounce over the boundary line, touched as it went over by the Crocs player in Delahaye. So boundary throw in, 80 around from the Tiwi goals. So the umpire's just waiting for the ruckman to set. O'Bourne gets there now. Gallo's waving his arms. He's ready to go. Gallo punches towards the goals. There's Josiah Farah, hand passes over the top to Barry. Barry's usually good from this position. Commentators curse and he misses.
He swung it back. He started outside the goals and swung back a long way.
He's got a good swinging kick, Charlie. Usually he nails them from there, but that one.
Had that Michael Long in with the Michael Long centre, is the wind blows across the face of those goals.
You got to aim for the nearest goal
post. The left goal post, yeah.
And looking at the flags on the outer side, I think the wind has picked up. It's obviously hard for us to tell in the commentary box here, but that kick definitely did move. As Tiwi trying to clear it out to defence, well done by Cantilla. Leaves it for his teammate, but he overruns it. Southern Districts gets a handball over the top. Tiwi go in, Driscoll over the top, and the umpire says, give it to me and I'll throw it up. About 80 metres out from the Southern Districts goal. Big Gallo nominates. Well done there by the Tiwi ruckman. Ball can't be picked up there by Lehman. Picked up by Bowden. Gives a little handball to Farah. And he was on his favoured left side. Farah and Barry are having big second halves. And they stand out with their left foots. And Barry's taking the mark 40 metres out. Sees, I think that's Robertson gone forward. Robertson or Williams. And he takes an uncontested mark. 30 metres out. We'll have a shot from 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Williams.
Yeah, Williams. I like that.
Look at this loose checking. This is terrible.
Oh, that hit the ground. It did. Well done to the umpire. Says play on. Kicked off the ground by the Bombers. Gallo can't get down low enough to pick it up. Then he's got help from Lehman. Lehman gets rid of the footy. But dancing around is Cunningham. Cunningham's caught with the footy. So the free kick going the way of Gallo. Good work. That's what you want from your big ruckman. Gives it to Barry. Barry drills it in the 50. But a missed kick in the end. So the Bombers should clean up. They do. Cunningham will get it. Still in defensive half here for the Bombers. Where can he kick to? He's got Robinson calling for the footy. He's in space. Ignores that. Goes into the centre square. Gets through the back. That's Cantilla. Cantilla has a player all by himself. Can it sit for him? It does. That's Dulla. Dulla's had a good game. He's kicked a goal already and he's sprayed it. So in the end, and he had a teammate on in the goal square by himself.
Chris Marine standing in the goal square.
And he burnt him, Charlie. Absolutely burnt him.
And Chris Marine took it quite well. He didn't even give him a spray. He was on, as she called Tash, and they made a meal of that, Tiwi. McAdam on his left foot to bring it out. He puts it out in front of Morris, who's running hard. However, can't hit him and the ball goes out of bounds. Not a free kick because it wasn't kicked from the square. And we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer side of the ground.
Even if the coach had said to you at three-quarter time, when you get the ball, have a shot at goals, that one you don't. Because the defender left.
Yeah.
And left him
early, Charlie.
And ran towards the guy coming.
Yeah. Ball picked up by McLaughlin. He gives the handball to Delahaye. Delahaye to Barry. Barry's wrapped up. And it's a good call by the umpire. Incorrect disposal. And the free kick taken there by Tip and Woody. Tip and Woody to the outer side. It was a 2-on-1, and the mark there taken by Schwartz, who copped one across the face for his troubles. There was nothing intentional. The Tiwi player was going for the ball. Could even be a finger in the eye, I'm thinking. He swiped him across the face. And he's a little bit hurt. He didn't go behind the mark, so the umpire will call it back.
Okay, the umpires are rotating. So number 15 has gone on. This young one's come off and getting a few instructions there from Simon Walker. I think they are actually rotating, Charlie.
Okay, right.
Which is, I haven't seen that before, but obviously good. They're from another climate, I guess. So
yeah, and it could be the heat policy.
Could be a training sort of exercise as well.
It could also be because the umpires had to be double vaxxed as of this weekend. There's a lack of umpires within the competition, so perhaps they have to umpire more games this weekend. I'm not too sure.
So they're managing them.
Yeah, perhaps.
I've just never seen it. That's why I was thinking, what's going on here?
It's you feel for them, and they do a good job. So the ball there taken by Mankara, throws it on the left foot, into the middle for Tiwi. Player there,
well done.
Cunningham can't gather. I like Cunningham. He goes all right. Now, I've watched him throughout the season. He's a young player and he's growing every game. The ball there taken by Sutton. He's wrapped up. Sprays a kick forward out of the pack, and the mark there taken by Arpour Timmy. Arpour Timmy, it goes wide to Cantilla. Cantilla props, goes back inboard, handballs inboard, and Tiwi Islands will kick inside 50 to a 2-on-1. It favours their Donovan, poor Jimmy, but the umpire's plucked out a free kick, and Southern Districts are going to take it. McAdam gives the handball to Delahaye. I think
terrible.
Delahaye, who went to handball, but he actually missed it. And the Tiwi Islands players just giving him a bump there after the play, just to remind him that
you got to give it when you can, and they haven't had too many opportunities. There
was Freddie Apatamuni.
Yeah, so boundary throw in here. So the ruckman set. That's Robinson. It's a short throw in. Bourne tries to kick it off the ground. Lucky not to give away a free kick. There was a hold in there, so it's going the way of the Crocs. Advantage paid. Barry, the spearing kick to Bowden, he drops it. Got the numbers. Matt tries to paddle it to himself. He couldn't. McQueen, picks it up, gives it back to Barry. Barry is racking up the possessions now and hits Ross on the chest. There's some feeling coming back into this game. They need to be careful not to be silly and just give away stupid free kicks and get themselves suspended here, the Bombers. So Singh Lippo was the culprit, and Jonathan Russ, but even with the pressure that Dylan Barry was under, that bullet-like kick absolutely drilled John Ross on the chest. So he's going to come in looking to kick his 8th. It's going to swing with that breeze, Charlie. He was not listening to us to aim for the left goalpost.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Charlie. Onto it.
Kevin Sheedy, I think, once said you never aim away from the goal. Aim at the left-hand goalpost, and if it'll swing, it won't swing any further than to the right-hand goalpost.
Yeah,
was his opinion.
If there's a breeze, you always kick slightly into it, especially on oval 2 at the back there.
So Tiwi bring in the ball. Clear the ball. Driscoll gets first hands to it. Ball spills over the back to McLaughlin. Barry gets a little handball back to McLaughlin, who followed up the contest. Little kick inside 50. That's really good running there by McLaughlin. Gives it to Big Williams. He sprays it around the corner, and Southern Districts had 2 players there. The Tiwi Islander defender really didn't have too much chance, and I think that's Ross.
It is. It was a raffle between him and Robinson. So you can try and kick his 8th now.
Kick his 8th. So he's had a big day, Ross. From right in front, top of the square, pokes it through. Kicks his 8th and kicks Southern District's 17th. Southern District's move to 17 goals, 20, 122. To Tiwi, 5 goals, 8, 38 as we approach the 11-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
And you rarely see a player kick 10 goals in a match. It's such a rarity. It's like a hat-trick in cricket, isn't it? It just comes around every now and then.
And because there's not that dominant full forward anymore, Charlie. Back in the day, it was like, at least they'd do it, a couple of times a season even, don't move much from that goal square. But, yeah, these days you don't see it very often, especially not a smaller type forward. Like, he's not tiny, but he's not the bulk full forward that we're used to seeing.
He was their only multiple goal kicker last week, and I really think that shows the difference in opposition against the Wanderers. He was the only one who kicked multiple goals for Southern Districts against Wanderers last week.
Oh, Wanderers have a very good defensive 6. It's hard to kick any goals on those defensive 6. The muck-mucks. So back in the middle, they're just waiting for the player. So the Bombers player had to jump the fence, get the footy, and bring it back. So they're just waiting for him to get in position. Now he does. Umpire throws it up. O'Bourne smashes it forward, but he was against Driscoll in the ruck that time. So Tiwi move it forward. Trying to get it away was Joshua. Up and under kick. Parked underneath it is Robertson for the Crocs. He ignores Farah. Goes further afield to McLaughlin. Ooh. He clutches at the hamstring. Doesn't look good. Hopefully it's cramp. No, he's going to come straight off, so he's done his hammy. McQueen plays on. He's at the top of the 50, gives it over to Mammal. So he's going to kick it from 60, won't have the distance. Goes out wide, making the big fella Williams run, but a perfect weighted kick. Hit him on the chest, did not break stride. And will he go back and attempt to kick his 5th goal? So he kicked 4 in the first quarter, then had a few shocking kicks at goal in the second and the third.
And McLaughlin just walked into the player's area there and just threw his mouthpiece on the ground, absolutely frustrated with the fact that he's got a hamstring problem.
So that misses for Williams. So he hasn't had a good game since the first quarter. He hasn't been able to get a goal. But Charlie, that's 2 injuries now that the Crocs have picked up in this game. Could be costly for them further on in the season.
I reckon that's a grade 1. Just from someone who's done a lot of hammies, I reckon that was a grade 1. So hopefully it's only 1 or 2 weeks. But we will see as Tiwi have cleared through Cantilla. Delahy goes backwards there. A little bit risky, but the mark taken by Driscoll. Now, Driscoll was playing full forward in Southern Districts in the first game he played for the year. He's played back all day today. He goes inboard to the hard-running McQueen. McQueen sends it inside 50, and they've just got too much height down there. The mark taken by Williams, it was a mark, so I don't think it can be play on.
Oh, we've seen it all in this game.
And I think that's what Big Williams is saying, that it was a mark. I think the umpire might realise he's made a blue there. It's not going to matter.
Barry probably feels bad. He probably didn't think the umpire would actually say play on.
And so Tiwi kick out from full back and the mark taken by Austral. Austral goes into the middle, but it was well read there by McAdam.
Good grab, McAdam.
He read that really well. He's getting a lot of the footy, Charlie. He's playing some good footy this year. He goes to a 1-on-1 inside 50. That's Austral. He does well. However, he's given away... Oh, no, the umpire pointed the wrong way. So the free kick is going to go to Austral. Cantilla, Brendan Cantilla, and he goes across the ground. McAdams provided some run for him. He takes the mark on the defensive 50, runs, kicks it towards his attacking 50. The ball there out in front of Freddie Arpour-Timmy. The handball goes over.
That's Dulla.
Dulla swings around on the right foot, puts it on the boot.
Got it.
And that's great ball movement from Tiwi.
That's his second as well. Dulla kicked one in the third quarter. Then in the fourth, Brendan Cantilla, the move for him in the back line has paid off for the Bombers. He switched the play to McAdam. Another good move, I feel, in the second half. He was moved to the back line, and Dulla up forward has always presented. So they've had a few players step up today, Charlie, in the absence of Kim Cantilla. He hasn't had a good game.
I reckon there's some improving signs there, and those couple of multiple goal scorers there without Kim Cantilla kicking goals, Cunningham and Dulla, is a good sign.
Yeah, and of course, Brendan Cantilla kicked the first goal of the game for Tiwi in the first quarter, and then they moved him down back in the second half. So, you know, the Cantillas, we said that, they were missing a couple of weeks, Charlie, and they are important to this Tiwi team, and it's good that they're versatile players that can sort of play anywhere when needed. So back in the middle, Gallo uncontested for the Crocs, picked up by Maureen. Dummies to Cantilla, goes back further to McAdam. He kicks it forward. Underneath it is Neil. Neil made the contest. Well done, the little fella for Tiwi. Keeps it in front against Lehman. Goes to ground when he probably shouldn't have. Neil. McAdam fumbles the footy and then it takes his opponent, Michael Thompson, high. So he's going to go back and take the free kick. It's going to be a hard kick for him. Very tight angle, close to the boundary line. Kick it from about 45 metres. He's kicking with a slight breeze. With this one, Charlie's got to aim for the furthest goalpost, I think.
That's right.
With this one, and let it come back in with the wind. So he comes in. This is Michael Thompson for the Bombers, kicking to the airport end. He does. Does it swing around? No, it's going to drop short in the goal square, and it goes over the back of the pack, hits the behind post, and it's going to be a boundary throw and deep in the forward pocket for the Bombers.
Yeah, just that other option not there for that next kick, is it? Like when you're at your distance and you can't kick it, you need a lead.
You got to put it at the top of the square, Charlie, like right at the top.
Put it where someone can attempt to mark.
So Morris in the ruck there for Southern District. Another missed handball there by Deli. He's going to have to do some practice on that. Hitting the right side of the ball when he handballs. Neil can't gather for Tiwi, and the ball goes out of bounds 40 metres around from the Tiwi goal on the near side of the ground. Auburn nominates for Tiwi up against the much taller Gallo, who's got a bit of Callum Sinclair about him, I'm thinking, Tash, just
Who's
from
that?
a distance. The big ruckman from Gallo, from Southern Districts, yeah. Tiwi shark it. Ball taken there by Tiwi. That's Cantilla. He's spinning on a dive.
He needs a goal.
He needs a goal. What to do? He goes inboard. Oh, the two Tiwi players go up. No one called it. Well done there by Bowden. Gets out of traffic. Sprays it off the left boot, off the side of the boot. Not too bad a result for Southern Districts, and the ball goes out of bounds, and they'll set up around this stoppage.
How good is Auburn? He's just kept going and going and going. He, you know, his Tiwi teammate took him out of that mark, but he got up straight away and then went in for a second and third effort. You know, with the conditions and playing in the ruck against Gallo, he's had a tough day, but he has not given up at all.
Kim Cantilla, when he had that ball outside 50, was ducking and dodging and weaving. He was looking for someone, but he couldn't. Everyone was picked up. In the end, he had to kick and hope.
And if that was the other end, there would have been two or three loose players.
So the Crocs now through centre wing. Kick it to Ben Ahmad. He takes it on the bounce. Cantilla with a great tackle. That is holding the footy. Brandon Cantilla. I don't know what Ahmad's asking the question, because that was a brilliant tackle by Brendan Cantilla. And he's
you know where you see that sort of tackle? In the Serengeti.
Oh, and Ben Ahmad has now gone and taken him out. Absolutely no need for that whatsoever. It was a fair tackle, and that's another short 50. He's paid that downfield, actually.
That's
it's not a 50.
Oh, it's downfield.
Yeah, he's paid that as a downfield 50.
Just got to watch himself here, Cantilla. I know he's passionate and he plays with a lot of passion. He's just had someone drill him. He's got to keep his head together because he doesn't want to go.
And he's an important player for the Bombers
and
as
he's
well.
probably been one of their best players today. The ball grabbed there by Staunton. Staunton goes to McAdam. Back to Staunton. Staunton goes inboard to Bowden, and Bowden, who's clocking up a lot of the ball today, I dare say he'll be leading the possessions in the competition after today. He's had a great
tackle again. That's a run from 30 metres to lay that tackle.
So McQueen gets the ball, goes out wide, sticks it on Demamu's head, who's not tall. He recovers the best, gives it on the outside to Schwartz. Schwartz goes inside 50. The big fella, Tiwi, out in height there. McAdam, who's had a really good second half, his first back to it. He's dispossessed by Southern Districts, but then lays a tackle himself.
Clint, sorry to interrupt, but look how open that Southern Districts forward line is. It's not congested.
Yep. So the ball picked up there by Southern Districts. Delahue's come from the back. There's a couple of players on here in the middle.
Free kick, so that's Cantilla now trying to just square one back up with Ahmad.
We called it.
So doesn't get out the book, luckily, but there could be something on video replay with that one at the tribunal. But Matt's got the free kick. He kicks it. No, he's got to come around. The umpire's getting pretty adamant with that. And Cantil is still pleading his case. So we've gone 20 and a half minutes in this last quarter. Crocodiles in front by lots, and free kick going. So it's 50. So Brendan Cantilla couldn't keep quiet there. So Matt's going to be marched to the top of the square. About 15 metres out, directly in front. So he should go back, nail his first goal of the game. Southern Districts should get their 18th. As he goes in, his dad was an absolute superstar, and he just sneaks it in the end, Ben Armat. So Southern Districts kick their 18th goal, Charlie. 22 behind, so 130 to Tiwi 6-8-44.
So only 2 in this last quarter, which is 2-1. I mean, the second half, Tiwi Bombers can take something out of this, I reckon.
Yep, I agree, Charlie.
It's starting to happen for them, just a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. But this is what's happened all year. And we said before the game, there's been 2 or 3 good quarters, and in one quarter they lose it, and that was the first quarter today.
Yeah.
Southern Districts were straight out of the blocks and just blew them away in the first quarter.
But I wish we could identify what triggered that all of a sudden, because it happened late in the game. Something happened, and just all of a sudden there was this lift.
Yep. So Robinson wins the ball. Umpire off the play has picked out a free kick, and the free kick there will be taken by the Tiwi Islands. Not too sure what that was for. He throws it on the boot. That's Freddie or Timmy out to the leading Cunningham. He can't mark. Ball comes to Barry. I'm not sure if Barry's got COVID, Tash, or not, but no one seems to be anywhere near him today.
He's not wearing deodorant, one of them.
One or the other. He's had a blinder. As the ball goes to the boundary line, Della, he can't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 80 metres around from the Tiwi Islands goal.
Charlie, you mentioned the rain. It's not going to get here in time, but just for our listeners, the storms are brewing the airport side. They look like they're going to start coming in, but it's not going to be for this game to save the Bombers. No. And kicked forward off the ground there by the Crocs. Farah gets there first. He's taken to ground. Well done there by Robinson for the Tiwi Bombers. Kicks it into the 50. You can see lightning now in the background starting to develop here at Marara. Gets it out to Kim Cantilla. He hasn't kicked a goal so far. He's kicked one nearly in every game, we reckon, and he's got his one. He's consistent for the season so far, Kim Cantilla. So he's got his 17th goal of the season. His first in the game. Had a quiet game for his standards. So this is where we talk about the second half, Charlie, especially this last quarter. It's 2 goals apiece. No, 2 goals apiece in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Which is good for the Bombers and Kim Cantilla. So they've moved him around a bit today. Didn't have the delivery that he's used to in the forward line, but they put him on the footy, which I think they needed to do probably a little bit earlier. But in the end, he gets that goal for the Bombers.
So I'm trying to get the Weather Bureau radar to see where that storm is.
I just had a look, Charlie, and it's a ripper coming in. So I reckon the next game is going to be in for a bit, I reckon.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a big storm.
Well, the AFLNT have been promoting the extreme weather policy during the week, so
might come into effect. The lightning as well.
I think they predicted it. That's the siren in the fourth quarter to finish this game, this round 7 game of the 2021-22 NTFL season. Southern Districts 18 goals, 22, 130 have defeated Tiwi 7 goals, 850.
Quarter by quarter margins, 49 at quarter time, 62 at half time, 74 at 3/4 time, and